Okay,
Do you have
continuing
the
ed,
paper?
continuing-
Do I have the paper?
Oh, I didn't give you these yet. Here are, I printed out the agendas. I didn't print out the items. They're all
Yeah.
in box.
I'll just look at them in box.
Yeah. And we have 2 whole hours, so we have plenty of time to look at all this stuff if you guys need a
Yeah.
few more minutes to review.
Okay. We'll start with continuing education.
Okay,
Gina Silva is number 1. And there's 2, these might be the same thing. No.
So her original submission, most of the attachments are in Spanish.
Oh,
and
translated.
So I just ran it through Google Translate. So it's gonna, the English version will look probably a little incorrect, but I wasn't sure. I cannot read Spanish, but I wasn't sure if you guys could.
I was like, biotipos. I've never heard that word before.
Neither have I.
Okay.
Go grab a pen real quick.
Okay. Coach certificate. Okay. Oh, so this is like.
good morning, Amanda.
Morning.
Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
We will jump into the conversation in just a minute. Good morning, James.
Morning.
We have joined Nick, Amanda, and Jane.
I'm gonna put in the chat that the full board starts at 11 because I think that's what most people are interested in.
Yeah, it's did this person provide like
Are we on Gina Silva still, or are we on?
yeah. Did they provide Sorry, I'm going back up to the top to see if they did before I ask this question.
Course hours.
No, not course hours, just like what the like how it relates to their work. Because right, like social work can be like so many different things in like
Yeah.
clinical land. So I just don't have the information. Like does this person do team lead department of oh, they work at Kaiser, okay.
But also looking at it, if there was 100 course hours
Mm-hmm.
and the request recommendation is 10.
That's the max that it could
Right.
be.
Yeah, that's our
So-
rules only allow you guys
So
to.
looking at the whole list of what the 100 hours were, coming from the spot you are, I mean, do you see connection point to the potential in the social work world of at least 10 out of those 100 when thinking about course content, syllabus, topics that were being covered throughout the 6 months, I think it was, or months?
Yeah, I'm
8
still
months.
going through it. At the beginning, it talks about something with psychology. So I think the beginning just seems so like bio, like medical focused, which is like not a problem. It does impact people as whole people. I'm just trying to get to I'm just going through the slides still to try to get to the pieces around
So on page 6 of 43, there's a small sentence. Unani Biotypes is a tool that accelerates. How does it work? How does it connect to your workplace? Unani Biotypes, a tool that accelerates family integration by leveraging the biology of each family member while also improving interaction between parents and children.
yeah.
So, sorry if you saw that. That was
No, I appreciate you calling it out. There was also like an integration, trauma management and integration of temperament based on the diagnosis. I don't know if trauma management is like emotional trauma or like physical trauma to the body. Integration, exercises, balancing tools. Yeah, in the goals, one of them is therapeutic exercises. Developing objectives, integration and balance, restructuring self-concept and perception, developing personal tools based on biology rather than trauma, integrating the 4 personalities as tools rather than as an identity. Yeah, that makes sense. Just curious what else is in this.
looking like page 26, 43, talking about physical activity, what the individual should be working on, but then also emotions and feelings, about the balance and the impact of might be co-occurring.
Mm-hmm. The connection between the mental and the physical.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. I feel good
Okay.
proving this based on this information
Okey-dokey.
provided.
The 10 hours or hey,
Hello. Good morning.
good morning.
Yeah, for you said it was 100 hours? Yeah, total was 100 hours. Yeah, at least 10% of this. I mean, and it seems like it's about like how it all integrates.
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel good about 10 hours.
Wonderful. We're still doing C, so we're all good.
Perfect.
Disagreement for my part. Appreciate you letting me learn.
Yeah.
I read these things and just I've got eventually context and structure will all
Yep.
come my way.
Okay, Lisa. 3 hours. Building a strong feedback culture. Center consultancy. 3-hour workshop. Center. Oh, okay.
I took this one as a inward facing, peer to peer
Mm-hmm.
style of work. And I remember from last meeting, there was a conversation of in service is handled different than professional.
You're remembering. So our rules,
Kaiser bus thing.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, our rules allow for up to half of the licensee's required CE to be completed via agency sponsored in-service
Mhm.
training. And those actually don't even need to go to you guys for approval. So if you
Okay.
think it fits that definition, then I can just let them know, but otherwise.
Well, this was an outside, it wasn't part. of this.
Okay. All right, I didn't think it was.
I appreciate the clarification. So I probably, I was incorrectly thinking was anything inward work,
Mm,
internal focus, not necessarily just that slice of in-service pickup from your employer.
Right.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually freezing in here. Like I can leave my coat in my office today.
I don't know if it would be good for us to introduce ourselves for folks online so they know who's talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I'm Olivia. I'm the CSWA member.
Well, good morning. I'm Troy Costalis, public member.
And we're looking through the continuing education. We're in like continuing education committee meeting right now and looking through requests for continuing education work.
Perfect.
If you're here, you might just be waiting for 11 o'clock as well. Okay.
Really quick, guys, would it be a better use of my time to come back at 11?
Yeah, are you wanting to like give public comment?
I mean, that
see the
depends on
full
what
board
you all
meeting?
have to say, but I'm
Yeah.
here to hear a little bit about what's going on with all the other stuff as far as the requirements and proving supervisees and the possibility of not having a test. So
You're welcome to stay. What you're looking for is going to start around 11. So,
Cool.
yeah,
awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome. Hmm. I don't know about this workforce one. Can we pull up again, like, what are they requesting this to be? Like, what CEUs are they requesting this to be counting for?
I think just general.
Just
I don't
general.
think she said a specific topic. Let me get there again.
And I'm like trying to balance that, like, my experience is only like what I have, your experience is what you have, right? Like, we're all bound by what we know. And so I'm like, maybe this, like, in the context of being this faculty liaison is helpful. But I'm thinking about it as like the CEUs to inform clinical practice and like work with clients. And this, the way that I'm reading it is like, yeah, effective feedback is essential for growth and performance. And working with students, working with other faculty, and the connection, I guess, just isn't if I'm understanding CEUs as like for clinical practice, this makes sure you're a good clinical person when you're working with clients. This doesn't curl all the way over for me to meeting that.
Yeah. And if you guys want to go with that, we can let them know that it wasn't approved because it's not applicable to clinical social work.
How does this line up with if this had been an in-service,
Oh, right.
the employer had done this course, would that have counted?
Well, we wouldn't see it. So, and 20% of continuing education submissions get audited. So that's when staff would actually look through the titles of each of them.
Right.
And like if Noelle has a question about whether a course is applicable or not, she'll follow up with the licensee and say, hey, can we get some more information? But otherwise, it would just
Yeah.
go right on through and we wouldn't see it.
You got to put trust and faith
Yeah.
in all of the practitioners. But of the And the note that in here talked about of the 40 hours, saying, I don't know the acronym PDCs. Counting this 3-hour training, 3 PDCs.
Professional development credits.
So it is, okay, all right. Oh, I see, professional development, right, towards the 40. Of the 40 do the rules outline the 40 all have to be, I'm gonna probably use the wrong phrase again, apologize, but how will have to be, if you will, clinical based versus professional development?
I think
Is any of the 40 allowed to be that style of?
they should be allowed to just pertain to be related to their type of work. I mean, you pull up the actual verbiage.
Okay.
I follow, I think I'm, Olivia, going down where you were asking that question, is that
Addresses subjects related to the regulated social workers' work practice. That's what our rule says.
Well, in that case, then their work practice is working with faculty and students, and this work does help inform them doing that.
And I think it's just, is it just 3 hours or?
It is just 3.
Okay.
What was the language it said again? If you still have the tab open.
I do. It says addresses subjects related to the regulated social workers' work practice.
Yeah, which then brings me back around to social work is so broad and varied
Mhm.
that like,
a lot sweeps in that,
yeah,
that for someone it may be, well, no touch for me, but someone else could be absolutely front and center for what they do.
yeah, because I'm thinking about this through the lens of like what I do, and I was like, this has nothing to do with clinical social work.
Right.
But then like in their context, it does make sense.
Hmm.
So approved for 3 hours.
Yep. Yep.
And then Susan, is this a different study group or the same one?
Like a different one than she's submitted in the past, you mean? Or
I had a study group request last time.
from her?
I don't remember who it was from.
Okay, yeah, we have people submit study groups.
That's a common.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. And I will say, in her list, I think she listed 11 people.
There are 11 people.
And our rule does state it needs to be a minimum of 5 mental health professionals or a maximum of 10. So we could approve this with the note that please ensure your meetings have no more than 10 mental health professionals at a time. Otherwise, they won't count.
Self-study group. So they're all participating.
And the rule on study groups is pretty vague if you guys want to hear it.
The part, well, we're seeing this under Susan in the email, it says we would like to request 20 hours.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to have a point of contact for it. And so,
So it's just,
but she actually sent the email. I just put her name.
okay, so if this is approved, it's the whole
Yes.
list, but we need to give them, hey, heads up. You need the current rule structure is indicating that your group can have minimum 5, maximum 10.
Yes.
So as you move forward, if this is a continuing thing, one of the names
Well, they're wanting 20 hours for it. So are we just
each.
so like there is a rule. Because like we need to have rules.
Mhm.
And I'm just thinking about the thing of like, how flexible are you within the rules? Like what really matters? Like what's really worth like sticking to? If they haven't started and the rule is 5 to 10, can they just split into 2 groups?
If they meet separately, yeah. That would be fine.
There's not a lot for myself. There's not a lot here. You know, like some of the questions on the earlier ones were, what's the connection to your,
Mm-hmm.
how does it
Let me
fit?
read you our study group rule and you
Okay.
might realize
Okay.
why.
That's why there's others. I'm just going, I've got the rule now and I'm just going through trying to find that particular piece.
So for study groups, it says participation in a study group is subject to the following limitations. And then what I just told you, the group must contain a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 10 mental health professionals. who meet for a minimum of an hour on a scheduled basis to discuss topics directly related to the field of social work. The focus of the group's meeting must be a presentation or discussion of a book or article published by a professional body. The topics of the group's discussion must be directly related to established mental health care and relevant to good practice. A maximum of 2 hours may be credited for a single group meeting, and then credit for participation in a study group must be approved by the board. To apply for approval, a regulated social worker must submit the names of the group members and discussion topics to the board. Continuing education credit for participation in a study group is limited to no more than half of the total number of hours required per renewal period. And that's it. So what she said 20 because she has to do 40 hours, but really the approval would say you may count up to half of your required CE. We wouldn't say it's approved for 20. So it's pretty vague. They basically have to submit a list of names and their discussion topics. It's
Can we make it less vague?
we'd have to go through
That'd be the
rulemaking process, but yeah, if we want to get more specific about it, and absolutely.
Yeah, so it's 877.25, 6.
Yep.
Sub 6.
I'm just think, so the meetings, they have to be 1 hour meetings scheduled. How frequently?
There's nothing that says like how frequently. It just says on a scheduled basis, I think. Whatever that means.
2.
Yeah, minimum of 1 hour, maximum of 2 hours for each meeting.
It does say in the rule that they do have to submit discussions of the topics. So in that paragraph after the names is all we're getting in relationship to discussion of the topics. Is that correct?
The focus of the group's meeting must be a presentation or discussion of a book or article published by a professional body. Is that what line you're talking about?
Reading,
So someone either needs to be presenting or they need to just be discussing a book or article published by a professional body. I think that's how
I'm going down to E.
Oh, you're going down to E. Okay.
To apply for approval, submit the names and discussion topics.
Yeah. So
Which they say is themes including but not limited to trauma, addiction, and dysregulation.
yeah.
Yep.
I want more information. Like, I'm like, can we, like, because it already, a 2 hour meeting with 11 people or a 1 to 2 hour meeting with 11 people feels like it, like things will get lost. Like, I'm like, how engaged are 11? Like, I'm thinking about my experiences with our case consultation, and there's like 7 of us. And just like with 11, it feels like there's like a lot of space to like hide or like not be like
Not sit there.
engaging and
Mhm.
just like sitting there like, well, I went to the study group. And this is me being very like not strengths-based right now and like very like looking for a problem, which is how I'm understanding we're supposed to be like reviewing this.
Yeah.
For like how is it good and how is it a problem? I like the idea of a study group. I think if we say 5 to 10 and they have 11, we'd be like, you can do the group, but split into half or split it into 2 groups. How are you scheduling with 11 people is also a question for me.
I highly doubt they all attend at one time. Like when we get because when they want to get credit for these meetings, they have to submit a copy of the sign-in sheet and then whatever they discussed that meeting. And the
So
sign-in
all 11 aren't necessarily attending every
No.
meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's rarely a lot more than 5. It's usually they
Okay.
basically usually meet the minimum number of people. There's rarely 10.
And this is their like pool of people.
Yeah, I mean, she still should have only submitted 10 names, but maybe she wasn't counting herself. I'm not sure.
She has to be because she's calling it a self-study group. She's not facilitating the group.
Yeah. Maybe numbers aren't the strong suit there, but I will make sure if you guys want to go forward with approval, we'll make sure that they know the meetings can only have a maximum of 10 mental health professionals at a time.
Okay. Remind of 5 to 10 numbers. And then what are the, I guess this comes back around when they're requesting approval? Or no, if we're approving now, they just submit it in the C. Because like what I want to see from this is like, what was the literature? What was the thing that you were talking about? Or was it like case presentation? Like, is that included in the sign-in sheet
Yes.
list?
Yeah, the sign-in
Okay.
sheet list is more specific to what they actually discussed that meeting. Like the initial requests are pretty vague because they're like, well, this is what we plan on, talking
Yeah.
about in the future, but they don't necessarily have like everything specific lined up, like which articles or books they're going to be looking at. But they know when they do meet, that is what they have to be discussing.
Okay.
One of those, you ask for all the detail up front, but then know that they may or may not follow through, or is it when they turn in the individual lists of things, that's when they're dropping into the detail?
Yeah. Which I also understand. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want to go through and provide like, here's this and this is this and this is this when we like don't even know if it's going to be approved.
You're making
or,
like a syllabus already.
Yeah. But like I'm the type of person who makes syllabi for fun. So like I'm like, well, where is it? What are you reading? Can I read it too? But okay. Approval with the reminder of the 5 to 10 people and that the sign-in sheet needs to provide who's there and then the specifics for the meetings when they're submitting for their hours. Does that sound good to you?
Yep.
And that was the last CE request.
Licensing and exam.
There's a lot. And I was telling Troy, I don't know if you do this in Box, but like, I hit if you click on name, it'll automatically put like everything in order, so it's easier.
Oh, cool.
It's easier to go through.
Okay. Number 1, Charles. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
And I tried to group them all in categories, so you're looking at like similar requests in a row.
Notice that.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh. Ugh.
I'm wearing some form of like brown or gold today, like Wendy's got it too. Oh, Nick too, yeah.
Yeah.
And you too. Oh my gosh. We all have like kind of like a version of tan or,
Earth.
Earth, yes, so we're earthy today.
Okay, for the first person, Charles, I say approve. That sucks. The disruptions to his work, or their work, and from COVID. I am curious why it took 4 years to find a new practice location and
It's a long
supervisor. Yeah. I'm like, does the why matter, or am I just being nosy? And it could be that I'm just being nosy. But
I'd
that
say
seems
you're
like a
just
long time.
More curious than nosy, but If it is something that, if it was something that like you wanted to know before approving it, I could definitely request more info.
Yeah, I said nosy because it wouldn't change either way,
It's just, that's a long time.
but that is a long time. It's like a markedly long time. And then the care organ disruption, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about there, but
In this realm, to be able to hit the expected 2,000 and the current window that an individual has is they've got 5 years
mhm,
to meet that.
yeah.
So is the predominance of individuals in this moment of their career meet that with ease? Is it a rarity that it's going to
Yeah.
go beyond?
It's a rarity.
It's a super extenuating circumstance that
I
pushes.
mean, I guess you could say like we have just over 1,900 CSWAs and we get like, I mean, this is 3 is usually the most we have of these types of requests. Sometimes we don't have any.
Yeah.
So they come in 1, 2, 3 every couple months. But it's a very small percentage out of the total CSWAs, I guess.
So you got the overwhelming majority fit within the 60 months, extenuating circumstance to ask for an extension, on an extension is pretty rarefied air, would say.
It does happen. I mean, some people need more time.
Okay.
I mean, and they're the people who are like honestly answering how many direct client contact hours they're getting, you know.
Okay.
And I think the rule just says at the board's discretion, you may extend it. I don't even know if it.
And it's typically not an extension on the hours request. It's typically an extension on, they just need more time as a CSWA to be able to test and.
Oh, no, these ones
Oh,
are not
yeah.
exam extensions. These are people who don't have enough direct client contact hours. Like they have like tons of work hours. Yeah, and like I think one of them had over 200 supervision hours too. Yeah, they have a lot. Yeah, I know the exam extensions just go right to 12 because
Oh yeah, 211 individual supervision, 0 group, 926 direct contact, 8,000.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
hours
Oh, geez.
and only 1,000 direct.
Wow. Okay.
And which one are you looking at?
The second one.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I have moved on. This for
Thank you.
Charles, I said approved.
Perfect. Okay, just wanted to double check. I was sitting with you because I was still looking, I was thinking, I don't see the 8,000 in here.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? All right, sorry.
Oh, here is someone requesting an extension on their extension.
And that's why I was asking a little bit about structure and normal flow. Can someone have special circumstances a couple times in a row? Yeah, I mean that's reality. That's not. But if it comes across though as being they're procrastinating,
Yeah.
then that's a different or that's a stretch to say here's the reason.
Yeah, or if there's something concerning like to you guys, that could definitely be discussed at the full board level.
I mean, maybe this person wasn't working like totally straight through.
They could have taken some breaks and
Yeah, like just been working. Because 8167 that's like 4 years of full-time work. I can't imagine that was all at Life, or maybe they were doing different things at LifeWorks.
maybe they were just more of like a case management role or something.
Yeah.
So Olivia, my thought, given this is an extension of an extension, I think to me this goes to the full group
Okay.
because you and I are fairly new in this space, but you may have a couple of the people that join this table later that may know a little more than what we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah, be good.
So-
Definitely. So we'll bring Jessica's to
Mm-hmm.
the full board for
That's
discussion.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just taking the bullet point notes on what she said. Uh,
Play the rookie card
mhm.
a little bit.
Yeah, this also makes me wonder, like, what, I guess just, they've just been at LifeWorks since October. Like, what were you doing before? Expand my clinical skills within a community mental health setting. That tells me you were working in a different environment before.
I'm gonna pull her up.
Oh, right, because you have all the practice locations. Yeah, what are the other practice locations?
Look over your shoulder.
Sure.
Sorry.
Oh, you do not have to be so. Oh, I didn't type my email address. Sorry. I'm like, why am
Why can't I get in?
Also, my keyboard keys, like, I never use this keyboard. Like, I always have my other keyboard attached. So it's like some of them I have to press really hard to work.
While we're looking up the other places of work for Bert, yeah, for number 3,
Yeah.
they just didn't know what qualified as clinical hours until they changed jobs and like are now actually working as a therapist. So they said they have 102 hours to go and they'll hit their 5-year mark in March, and then we'll finish about like a month after that.
Yeah. One of the things that didn't know, I've learned, when sitting on the real estate and then sitting on physical therapy, didn't know has an interesting cultural response from the different groups. In that, in some ways, like in real estate, I didn't know. It's like you get so many alerts and warnings and all this stuff about what's required, what's not required, that didn't know doesn't come to
Not
the
an
table.
option.
It doesn't even come to the table for consideration.
Yeah.
If that's what they said. Physical therapy, because of some rule changes and some dynamics that were going on in that profession, that didn't know was at least came up and was allowed to have a debate as to whether the special circumstance is going to be allowed or not. I don't know what the culture is here. And if the rules and the laws have been stable, if licensees, the applicants get information, they have easy access to the information, they're tested on the information, but didn't know would fall flat.
Yeah.
Pretty much does here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is, I think you're saying 1 month, and I don't know whether we can, do we get to put a time parameter on the extension to say,
Usually it's just, we just give a year of extra time, but sometimes they get really specific about like, I just need this much more time and then I'll be done. And,
yeah.
and
For me, I'm trying to categorize and learn everything of what we could do or not do. So if I mean, maybe Isla is what I'm going to guess. Is this one where it's a limited to say it's not going to be a year, but it's going to be 3 months, or if they're indicating that they are on a path to say they really only need 30 days, do you build in a little bit of buffer to say that this is an extension, but it's only an extension for 3 months versus the year?
Why does that feel important to
you? If this is, I don't know, but the individual has lots of places that they should have known, then it feels lenient to say, okay, you got a whole year because you didn't know, versus saying, okay, hey, this is to me is a little bit of a message to say, instead of a year, you're only getting 90 days because you should have known. There's isn't a reason why. It didn't sound like there's anything that interrupted other than they didn't know. It wasn't a life event, job event type of a scenario. And
no.
and I may be proposing something out there that's not the cultural norm, and I have no problem saying, that's not how that happens, how we work. That's okay. I'm okay learning that too. Don't worry about offending me. I just appreciate you letting me ask some of these questions to learn better how the process works.
Yeah.
That's what this time is for.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Because the thing that I was also getting me with this is like, they could have left out, I wasn't sure, and just been like, oh, I just need 4 more weeks.
Mhm.
And we'd be like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Because you gave me more information than I
So
needed.
you appreciate the fact that they've said, here's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they didn't, I wouldn't have asked. I'd be like, oh, it'll take 4 more weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Check mark.
Yep.
And also not that it's punitive, but the way they're like, oh, like 90 days instead of a year. There's no CSWA that I know that's like, oh, thank gosh, like I get an extra year.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I'm like, I wanted to, because you make more money, you can practice independently. Like,
Once you've passed that mark.
yeah, like being a CSWA
Yeah.
is like not a burden, but like, yeah, it's lower pay.
You want to get it done as fast.
You want to get it done as fast as possible.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're like 90 days, we're like, bet. I'll get it done in 3 weeks. Like,
Got it. Okay.
yeah.
So the fact that we would just use the normal course of saying there's a year extension, there's a built-in incentive to not procrastinate and use that entire time. Get it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
you
couple-
don't want to be a
couple of things.
CSWA for a long time
Got it.
because you don't make as much money.
Got it. Thank you. That clarifies.
You don't make as much money and you have to be under supervision.
Yeah, which can be costly if your practice
Got
doesn't
it.
pay for
Got
it.
it. You mentioned something about that last time we were meeting that
Yeah,
your work over you were going through. There's some of these companies taking advantage.
yeah, yeah. And like this person, they could have. I also don't know what prematurely obtained my license means because you took the test.
had
There were things you had to do to get
there.
it.
Yeah.
But maybe this says to me like maybe they were working in like macro social work or like doing some other sort of thing that is social work, but it isn't direct client hours social work.
They had waited, they could have waited 90
clock would have
90 days or
started
6
later.
months
Yeah.
later because the things they were doing weren't going to count.
Yeah.
Instead of jumping on it right away, they would have been within the window. Is that, am I interpreting?
Yeah.
Fair
Like
price.
maybe this person was working
Yeah.
while they were in school.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, and I'm okay with doing the year. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. Just more
All learning
context
for
on
me.
how we might get to wasn't sure.
Right.
Like if they were working maybe as like a housing case manager or something, they're like, oh, I'm working with people, I'm like doing this thing, but that's not direct client hours. That is social work, but it's not, and you're working one-on-one with people, but it's not like direct client hours. So there's just, yeah.
Got it. Okay. I
They're not
appreciate that.
diagnosing or doing
Mhm.
treatments or anything.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
So Sarah Birch is okay. Was that Sarah?
Isla, that was Isla Perez.
No, that was Sarah, yeah. Isla's now into previous hours request.
So circling back to
Sorry.
number 2, Jessica Harlem Siegel. Her other place of practice
I got
is
you. Where we're at.
called Independent Living Resources in Port. I don't know what that is.
Social services organization. Promoting independent living
That's kind of what it
for
sounds like.
folks with people with disabilities. Yeah.
Okay.
Furthering independence for all people with disabilities. We value personal growth and self-determination, supportive and encouraging environment. They were there for in this 4-year chunk. Is this the person with the 4 years? It's only been 3 people. I'm already mixing them up.
Well, yeah. She started at LifeWorks just in October of last year, so maybe
Yeah.
that was for that long period of time. Let's see how long.
Oh no, Charles was 4 years.
Oh yeah, he had the 4-year like
The gap.
The gap,
or
yeah.
something, yeah.
This is the one that's an extension of an
This
extension.
little
Yeah. Which, what I was just saying, like working with folks to get them to be independent,
Mhm.
social work, not necessarily direct clinical social work, like not necessarily like diagnosing and doing treatment plans and stuff.
So are we good with Jessica's? Or No, wait, that's full.
You
version.
still,
That's right.
yeah, you still wanted to add.
Yeah, just because there may be some knowledge from others here about the because if it's a 1 year extension, you've got two, at least, of the others in the other room that would have been here, but they may or may not remember. But
Yeah, I will say Molly and Amy they've always been on CPC, so they probably never saw it, but they're not like unfamiliar with what it is.
Okay.
So they would definitely be able to discuss it. And so I'm gonna for these previous hour requests, so there's 4, 5, and 6. All these printed like this way. Yeah.
shortage.
It's a new printer. So number 6 has a bunch of names all in one. And I will say those previous hours requests, I lumped them basically into one because each of those applicants they documented that they met the requirements for licensure in the state that they came from.
Mm.
And there's like a spreadsheet that kind of shows what the difference was. Like, was it an LMFT supervisor or did they have less direct client contact requirement? But I did separate 2 of them, 4 and 5, Ayla Perez and Brittany Thompson, because although they did meet the requirements in the state they came from, they were like significantly different than Oregon's, in my opinion. And so I didn't want to lump them in with the folks that were like most likely fine to be approved. I wanted you guys to be able to take a look at them separately.
Okay.
So fairly close on direct contact hours, but only 2/3 of the way on experience hours. Or Isla, if I can pronounce it correctly.
One of them, I forget, has like, I think less supervision altogether, and then some of it's less, like less individual supervision specifically, but I can't remember if that was her.
Arizona requires 100 hours of clinical supervision. At least 50 hours are a clinical social worker, which is the same as us.
Right. Okay. So yeah, she did have 50 with an LCSW, and then she had the remaining was with an LPCs. But I think the main thing for hers was we require at least 24 months of clinical experience and at least 3,500 hours.
Mhm.
And Arizona doesn't have a requirement for the total experience hours. They just require that they have at least 24 months of supervised clinical practice, and at least 1,600 of those hours need to be direct client contact.
Mhm.
So she didn't get, she only has 2,053 experience hours and 1,818 direct hours.
Well, we say 3,500, so yeah, 2053 sounds like not enough.
It's much lower.
It's significantly lower.
Yeah, so it's 2/3, or the other one's 90%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Arizona has like quite a bit different requirements than us. They have updated the rules because they used to allow, I think, all of their supervision to be done under an LPC, but now they require at least 50 to be with an LCSW, which is helpful for us. But
Mhm.
What's the request?
basically the request is, so our rules, I'll pull up the rule regarding people applying from other jurisdictions. It basically says that they need to meet requirements substantially equivalent to ours. So it's basically up to the board's determination if you think that they met substantially equivalent requirements. Let's see, 16. Okay, so the rule is it's in Division 20,
Yep, Division 20.
0016, licensing of people qualified in another jurisdiction.
Can you email me
Yes.
what you are looking at?
So what I did, so when I Googled and I did Oregon Board of Licensed Social Workers Administrative Rule. And that gave me a Secretary of State link to drop into the whole chapter. Then it's just knowing the chapter and the division, which I'm
Yeah, and you
finding
will
my way
learn,
around.
you'll learn that almost all of the rules that licensing and exam looks at are in Division 20, because those are basically pertaining to clinical licensure.
And you can get to them from our website as well.
Ah,
Yep, yeah.
perfect. Probably should have gone there first, but.
Oh, it's all right. Anyway, you
Google
go
so much faster. And that email should be coming through if it hasn't already.
Did you get it?
I have the web page up, and it was taking a long time to try to figure out which one to click on.
Yes, that's 877. That's helps you out. There's
Yeah.
020 for this particular one. And this piece is actually quite short.
Yeah, it's not a very long rule, luckily.
It's 16 is the reciprocity.
Hmm. Oh, supervisor's name. Okay, no. So they just finished. No.
Like they were recently licensed, you mean? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, this supervisor date is 2/10/26 on this report. I thought for a
Previous
second that she
hours?
was licensed. This supervision report that's included, out of state verification, or is the supervisor just this is just when the supervisor filled it out?
Yeah, that's probably.
Oh, I see.
Up above.
Started in
8/5 of 21 to 8/5 of 20, 8/15 of 22, 8/20.
they just practiced for a year?
Oh, there is a correction to that. I asked her about that and I might not have updated the document. But she confirmed that the end date should have been 2023. And yeah, I need to include that in your guys' document. Sorry. But yeah, I was like, that's only 1 year. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So it was 2 years.
And now it's 26, 23, 24,
I think last
25.
year, or 24, I mean, April 1st of 24 is when she got it.
Okay, so it's 2 years.
Does that matter?
It does. That is something that this committee has taken into consideration for past requests like this. They consider like how long have they been licensed? Like how much experience do we think they've gotten since they received their license? And, you know, do you think it makes up for the amount of work hours that she's lacking on the document? But I mean, this one is, if you want to talk to the full board about this one too, we absolutely can.
Yeah. Because for me, I'm like, okay, maybe in the 2 years they have gotten, like, maybe in this 2 years post, or as an LCSW, they've gotten everything that they need as if they were like a CSWA the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But that I want to bring it to the full board too. And also, what have you been doing? Like,
Last 2 years.
yeah, how have you been spending your time the last 2 years? Would also be a question that I have.
Okay.
You wonder whether that would have been
Was that sufficient to
experience
make up
hours,
for?
experience hours, which is the most significant. That's
Yeah.
short.
And we can certainly go back and ask for more info.
Yeah.
The alternative is if the board doesn't want to approve it, then if they really want to practice clinically here, they'll have to come in as a CSWA and get those hours.
So are we,
Yeah.
is a better path to say more info, explain the last 24 months ish? versus coming back to the full board for the potential of a denial, which then sets them on a whole different path, right? Did I
Well, the
interpret
full
what you
board would
said
just
correct?
basically say, if they're comfortable approving it, then you guys can, or they could just agree with you. Yes, let's get more info. It wouldn't necessarily be like denied. It would just be, you can either let us know what you've been doing and document that you have, met substantially equivalent requirements to organs. Or if you need to be practicing like immediately, you need to submit a CSWA application and gain those hours.
Yeah, because the other thing is like with telehealth, it's like you can there's someone I work with who's it is their goal to be practiced in every state or to be licensed in every state.
Oh, yeah.
They're not living in every state. So I'm like, when we think about this question of like, oh, behavioral health shortage and and all this kind of stuff, and like clients needing care, I'm like, is this person in Arizona, are they moving to Oregon and like they're going to be practicing here, or are they just going to be someone else who's like, and I take private pay clients in Oregon
Mm-hmm.
from Arizona telepathically or telehealthily.
Telepathically, I love it.
So that's also something that I think about with these
Her
requests.
mailing address is still Arizona. Let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah, she's still in Arizona. Her practice is in Mesa. Mesa, how do you say that? Mesa?
Yeah.
Gilbert is in this California. No, it's Arizona. Okay. So yeah, you're right. She could very well be just trying to get licensed and
For more hour or more info is requested.
For sure.
Right.
And also,
post it now, or do you want to talk about it at the board level first?
I'm going to anticipate with the full board's going, they're going to want more info too.
Probably, because it's
Yeah.
quite a bit shorter than what we require.
yeah.
Okay, I will just cross
Yep.
out full board discussion and get more info.
Okay.
So we want to know what she has been doing since
Mhm.
obtaining Arizona licensure. And should I be specific, like how many work hours do you think you've gotten?
Here's the gap. I think we just said it.
Mhm.
Here's the Oregon number.
Yeah, okay.
So how over the last 2 years have you been able to move closer, if not actually surpass
Mhm.
the Oregon hour requirements?
Mhm.
Makes sense to me.
And even in that last supervision report ended August 2023, but she didn't get her license until April 2024. So,
That's true, yeah.
yeah.
Pretty true. Oh, that's true. She may have more that she just didn't put on the form.
Hmm. Okay. I'm looking at Thompson now.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, this is the Texas one.
Oh.
The 90 of the 100 was group, where
Yeah.
Oregon says only 50 of the 100 is allowed to be group. That
Yeah.
part one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they have no minimum individual supervision requirement, so they can literally do all their hours in group.
More than meets the experience hours, but is short on the direct contact. Not quite as significant as the last one, but still a significant 25% short. Got the facts going in?
Yep. Yeah, you got it. So really the main difference is they have almost all group hours, although they met 100 supervision, it's almost all group. And they did exceed our experience hours at 4,000, but they only have 1,500 direct.
So the neophyte part on me says what's happening is that someone can be involved in group settings, but not proving themselves in the individual moment. That's what's lacking. I'm not using probably very technical terms there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you could just be you could participate in group supervision. I'm sure she has done case presentation, but like in theory could have just been hanging out
right.
and not have done as much case
So if
presentation.
it's a situation where the next step for them is to be on their own, the whole idea of the way the graduated system works is you get your chance while there's help around you to do that direct, so that when you are on your own and don't have anybody else around you, you're as prepared as you can be. Is that also a fair?
I think that's fair, but I mean, Olivia would actually be the best person to answer you since she's actually in the thick of supervision right now.
Can you repeat the question? I was reading the text.
That's okay. So the way the graduated system is set up, that when you're in the moment where you've got support around you, you have that experience in that direct delivery, so that when you pass that mark and you're now on your own
Mm-hmm,
with less resources around you per se,
mm-hmm,
you've proven that you're ready to make that step. And we are sending folks into the next element of their career in as best of a form and fashion and training as we can,
mm-hmm,
by doing the full experience in the moment when it's in that graduated provisional.
mm-hmm.
I'm using not technical, but in that time. And in this case, my worry is the person got those hours, but in that one-to-one, which is the next part, they've not done enough.
Mm-hmm.
So have they experienced the good and the bad in that moment with help around them? I worry about them being successful on the next side where there isn't necessarily going to be help around them.
Yeah.
Did I paint that? Okay. So I keep asking that question, but I just want to make sure that I'm filtering and understanding it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in this case, if this is a denial, the individual will then be told they've got the direct client hour, and they've also have the individual supervision hour. Those are things that this particular person needs to focus on and at least get more before coming back for another petition of an allowance. Otherwise, keep working on those two things to meet or exceed the minimum, and they go on. They don't have to come back to us at all for any special dispensation.
That could be, if you guys want them to do that, yeah, we could ask them to.
And then, so if we're like, yeah, not approved, they would need 38 more individual LCSW hours, question mark?
They would need, oh yeah, because they got 12 individual.
Yeah, then they have 12
yes,
individual.
To meet organs exact requirements, they would need, 38 more individual hours. And then 500 more direct.
Correct.
hours.
So Olivia, if you think about it, the person had 12 hours, is that enough to be instead of 50? Just from a math point of view, for me, it's like, no, but again, don't live that world.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the benefit of case consultation and like group supervision is you get to hear like, yeah, a bunch of different cases and like how a bunch of different people conceptualize a case.
Right.
And like, yeah, you're limited by what you know. So it's helpful to like be in a pool of other
Mhm.
people's knowledge.
Mhm.
And also 12 individual supervision hours feels way too low. Cause yeah, like one-on-one, you get to be like, I have this case, I have this case. I can't fathom over 2 years having only 12 individual
Yeah.
supervision
So
hours.
So that's one of the two why I was saying this is a no.
Yeah.
The other is the direct contact hours is 25% shy.
Yeah.
And both of those to me are, if I'm interpreting it right, that's the type of thing they will be doing in their next phase.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I don't know that they have done and shown to us that they're done the work, done the exposure to be ready for the next phase.
Yeah.
It's still too short.
I did want to add, I added a note to this one, that they did subsequently obtain LCSW licensure in Colorado, Washington, Ohio, and Tennessee.
I don't care.
Just so you guys are aware.
Or not, I don't care.
Sound like they're setting us up to be a traveler.
Yeah.
That's what they were called in PT world. They were travelers.
That.
And sometimes hire a firm that sends, they may, wherever there's a need, they may be sent by their firm.
And another thing to think about is, well, not like in terms of this specific request, but like if the licensure compact eventually happens, and if Texas is one of the states that's
Right.
in the compact,
Right.
we wouldn't even see this.
Well, except
We would just.
a part of the compact, I don't want to be careful to derail this, but part of the compact, double check what we got there. Part of the compact is that just use the driver license as an example. There's a minimum knowledge and minimum skills that everybody related to the United States for a driver license, when you go and do the testing, you have to meet. That's one of the rudimentary pieces as to why when you cross the state line, your license is still good. You still have to follow their rules of texting, seatbelt, speed limit, whatever, which are different from place to place. But the base there. So one of the things that's probably going to be a big struggle, in my opinion, in this particular domain is that there's such variance in that base across the country. And you've got states that are going to hold on to, no, this is we're here. Other states are up here, that they don't want to grow it. And these states are going to want to shrink.
Yeah.
I would predict for you that that's going to be one of the biggest struggles in this world in that compact conversation.
Yeah.
Having been the inaugural chair for 2 years for the PT compact for the country, that we had that exact same type of conversation, had to figure out where everybody would let's settle and be okay.
Yeah.
And that's why we got 38 states.
See how many have joined the compact so far.
But that's if and when that ever happens, this group has got to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
just like if this case, if Texas is the floor.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go yoki dokie in Texas, then get back over here and just get an automatic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go through the Oregon process. Forget it. I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah.
Don't want to derail. Right.
No, yeah.
Okay. So did we land on Brittany?
Yeah, no.
Hey, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes, it
number it though.
And after we do this one, if we take
It's
5-minute bio break
no, they're
after the
Yeah, it's
group
okay.
one? Okay, after 6.
Plus we have like 25-ish.
All right.
Yeah, I would think.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost 30.
That is. Look, it's a different Brittany. Like I see a Brittany. It's a different Brittany.
All right. There's 30 states in the compact so far, the social work compact. But Texas is not one of them.
You wonder what the floor is. But don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's a side research project.
I just am so curious. I
Yeah.
can't help myself.
So on the group, the rest of the group. So out here, how do we know? On the little spreadsheet for the group,
Oh, yeah.
the supervision, they're all yeses with asterisks, and then
Yeah.
the direct. Or for the experience hours, they're all yeses but asterisks. So
Yeah, I mean, they're all basically our asterisks. So that's why they're on there. 'Cause-
but they are not significantly shy like the prior two.
Right. Well, I mean, some of them only had to be 1,000 direct hours. So that actually is up to you guys.
1,000 direct client hours.
Washington lowered their direct contact requirement. And a lot of places are.
Mm.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a holdover from COVID.
It's also we have specifically been asked by like the governor's office about our direct contact hours and how like there's people in certain professions like global crisis units, like it's harder for them to gain direct contact hours because they're mostly just like connecting people with resources.
Mm-hmm.
So our hour requirement has come under scrutiny, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're asked to lower it soon.
As one of the barriers to licensure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's also like people don't want to stay in those fields because they're like, I got to get a different job because this isn't going to take forever to get licensed if I stay here. And so they have like constant turnover. And well, maybe like hire LCSWs and pay them. Like a lot of people rely on CSWAs only.
Yeah, because it's cheaper labor.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like that's a mix of like the person and the workplace.
Oh, okay. So these were put in a group compared to being pulled out separately. What triggered These being in the group compared to.
So these ones in the group, basically I was kind of going based on like what the committees have approved in the past, but also like for say the difference in required experience hours, the first one, Tana Bentley and Washington only requires 1,000 direct contact hours. So she got at least 100 supervision hours with an LCSW, and she met at least 3,500 work hours. So I will just say, like, historically in the past, the committee is usually fine with those, but that does not mean that's what you guys have to do going forward. And if you want me to pull up more details on these guys, I have it.
So the 3 on the bottom
Mm-hmm.
and or I guess the 5 up top, they're going through 2 out of the 3 hoops.
Yes. Yeah. And the other ones, it's like there were a couple
They were
weird things
missing-
going on.
We're missing 2 out of the 3 or
Yeah.
3 out of 3.
And then the top ones have met all of our requirements other than they have some supervision with another mental health professional, which they're either licensed mental health counselors or marriage and family therapists, which we are in the rulemaking process to allow those types of supervisors. So usually the board has zero issue with
So
that.
if the top 5, if we are on the other side of the rule, the top 5 would have cleared.
Yeah, they would be like substantially equivalent to her.
So then for me, I would say the first 5 are easy.
Yeah.
The bottom 3, then the question is they've met 2 out of the 3 of the expectations. And at the same time, they are though licensed within these other jurisdictions. So that's almost like 3 out of 4.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of sort of,
Mhm,
if you think
mhm.
about it, that they've gone through that particular stage. They're not.
And then the second one actually is, she's licensed in Mississippi,
States.
California, and Tennessee.
I would want to just look at those,
Sure.
at the other details
Yeah.
in those.
I'll get Tana's.
And yeah, I agree. Yes to the first 5.
Okay.
Okay. We can always skip over yours if.
Oh, it's all right. I should be back.
Tina.
Do you want a bio break now?
Yeah, I was just say while you're pulling it up, I was just gonna ask you, that may be easier for me to step out and come right back in.
Yeah. Well, keep it up as well.
Okay. Okay. I can get it, fill it up when I get it.
Yeah.
Which way we go?
Straight through. Cross
Oh, yeah.
through the doors. It's on that side.
Yep.
Hmm.
So yeah, this would be a good time to kind of, because we are constantly gonna get these Washington applicants.
Mhm.
So it'd be a good time to kind of set like, how do we want to address these going forward? Because we're gonna
Mhm.
see a ton of people who've only got 1,000 hours. Like,
Mm-mm. That's like a hard no for me.
it's wild they've reduced it that much.
1,500. I'm like, okay. Sure. But 1,000 feels really low. Or maybe I'm just bitter because I'm working towards 2,000. It's taking a long time. Like
Yeah.
maybe it's both
It
of
would
those
be
things.
really nice if we had that, huh?
Yeah. But I also like if we think about the alternate pathways question, like it feels important. Like again, like there needs to be some rule. And this is important. This feels important. Like, yeah, I'm just thinking about like, yeah, 1,000 hours and a test. You're like, cool. You can you can pass a test, but like 2,000 hours and some sort of different thing,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe nothing at all, like that feels stronger. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud now.
Yeah, no, that's what I do. I talk out loud.
Okay. Are you just gonna upload those into Box?
Yeah, my box has been super. Oh, it's like not working for a second. Right.
Just snap to.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Mhm.
I'll upload. Thinking. Okay.
Done.
Where's my download folder?
Hmm.
Here it is. We are on teen about it.
So.
Let's see that way. Oh no. That's silly. Yeah, teen. Okay.
The employee and time date in line with our requirements, make it to our agenda.
Did what? Say it
Um,
again.
Being an employee of the agency. Because we are in a,
No, because that's what we got scolded for last time.
no, remember Ray wanted to bring it up. Because,
We asked that and he was like, this shouldn't have gone to the board.
no, at the last one, we're gonna start enforcing that rule, the employee of the agency rule. And he wanted to see how long, we had talked about our, one of the meetings, how long we can give the CSWA. He said that's a
Oh.
board decision to get
Oh.
in line with, do you remember that?
I don't remember him saying it was a board decision, but it makes sense. But I don't know if he meant he wanted to talk about it at the full board. Like he might just want to run it by Amy and Molly. He did not have me add that to the agenda though.
Do you know? if
They
you-
certainly wouldn't know that these two wouldn't have an idea anyway. Well, I'm not saying they,
No.
I'm just saying like they wouldn't be the right
Yes.
people. It would, we didn't really
Yes.
need LCSWs to talk about
Mhm.
this. We could bring it up as special, like, we can just bring it up as a discussion with them and maybe we can just ask Ray and then maybe he can bring it up
Okay.
in one of his reports or something.
Mhm. Last week, he also said he was gonna follow up with the one supervisor who hadn't set their reports. Do you know if he ever did that?
I'm just gonna say no.
Okay. And yeah, it's fine.
Say no to all of anything.
Cassie, if you have a question, just know my answer is no.
No, I'm gonna, if you ask if it's happened, my answer will be no.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sounds good.
That's my assumption, but you probably want to check directly with your source.
Oh, oops. We took the 16-year-old cat to the vet yesterday, but she's been through
Oh no,
their running test.
like just food or what?
She's been throwing up for like a month every day,
Like after she eats or just like anytime?
anytime.
Oh,
So, and there's no real, we thought it might be because the kittens, because she was like all worried, you know.
oh yeah, stressed out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's been losing weight, so we're gonna run tests and see. I mean, she's 16,
Yeah,
so
I hope everything's okay.
yeah, I hope so too.
That's gonna be expensive.
She's a sweetie. Well, the test and stuff, it was for the vet appointment and the test, it was like $378 or something, which isn't terrible, but it's
Yeah.
not like, you know,
Does that include like the labs and stuff they're
Yeah.
probably doing? Oh,
That's a lot.
that actually could be a lot worse.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because they didn't do x-rays or anything. This is just like the preliminary.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully, you know, at this point, she's 16. So it's like, hopefully she's got a few more years, but
I tell my cat Sophie she's living to be 30. She's turning 15 in May.
my mom said, I don't think I've ever had a cat live that long. And I was like, please don't say that.
That's like pretty sad. I feel like all my animals live lucky, I guess.
We live out in the boonies in their indoor-outdoor cat.
Oh, that
My
makes a
parents
huge
were-
difference.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
There's some
mine are
critters out there.
indoor only. You are sheltered.
Yeah, no, there's like cougars and
Oh, geez. Yeah, I mean,
Coyotes
we have
and
that too. That's another
bears.
reason. Our old house, it was too much traffic, and also we had like a surprising amount of stuff for being in the city, like critters.
yeah.
Now we definitely have like coyotes and stuff. Like, I don't think ever.
One time we were parking at the airport parking garage, and at like 5 a.m., a coyote
Mhm.
walked across.
Just
Yes.
saw that last week. Saw that last week when I went out there.
That is
crazy.
terrifying. That seems like apocalyptic stuff. Like
It was so
end of the
weird.
world, everything's deserted, but
Rabbits up there too.
aw.
Well, that's why there's coyotes. Rabbits
Oh.
and coyotes. They
Leave the bunnies alone. Okay, so I'm gonna just proactively look up the other one that is low.
when we stayed at an Airbnb in London a few years ago, there was little foxes. A fox with it had
Oh my
three little babies.
God.
It was the cutest because there
I
was
love
like a courtyard by the
Pretty channel.
church, and they'd come out every. Oh, it was so cute.
Foxes are adorable.
Oh gosh,
Even though they're kind of like predators. Too.
can I take one of them home?
I know, right?
That's
oh my
what-
god.
That's my dream, to rescue like a baby
There's like
raccoon.
this lady, is it called
Oh
Fig or
yes,
no, one of her foxes is Fig, the other one is something else. But yeah, like her
Yes.
yeah. Oh my god, she's got like such a dream life.
Mhm.
Like she's like real life Snow White.
I would love that. Or like a possum.
Well, she has a possum. She has a possum. She has multiple foxes,
Oh,
and she
yeah.
has a raccoon.
That's a dream.
I think she even has like hedgehog. Like she has all sorts of. They're all like rescue.
Yeah.
They can't like be in the wild anymore for whatever reason. And yeah. Wait, what am I doing here? Yeah, she only got 1040 direct.
These are previous hours.
Yeah, these are the two that only had to meet 1,000 hours in the states they came from for direct. So I'm just pulling them up.
Do you want to go to 7 in the meantime? Oh, wait. Did you
So-
put this in?
I do have
Bentley.
Tina Bentley is in box now. If you refresh, it should be under number 6 still, but I just put number 6 Tina previous hours 1 and 2. It's Brittany Chandler. I'm assuming you're going to want to see Brittany Chandler's too, since she also did the 1,000.
I'm confused. Does this say 40 hours of clinical practice is all they need? As an approved supervisor, I test type completed the following, minimum of 15. Oh,
Continuing education.
just kidding. I was reading the bold parts. Okay, so, okay, that's the supervisor. '22 to 2022.
I have this coat because every time I shudder, it's just
I never noticed.
I'm gonna rely on your interpretation of what you're looking at and what that means. I don't have the context to know what some of these things mean. Because you can see who they were with or what the touch point was, and I'm not yet to that spot of knowing whether that's a core item or that's a fringe.
Okay, Brittany Chandler's hours are also in there under Ellie number 6, Brittany Chandler. If you refresh, they should be there.
Okay. At least for Tana, they're listing 700 direct client hours, 33 individual hours of supervision, and 36 hours of group supervision, and then 2,000 other hours for a total of 2769 hours. And that is a no from me. That does not meet.
That's just one supervisor. There's two.
Oh, right. You said 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Okay, let me.
it's 300 with one and 700 with the other for direct, I think.
6 Tana, 2. This, I'm looking at the same thing. There's 1. I'm losing my mind. I click on a different one, and every time it shows up, it's the same one. Or maybe
They look very similar. The forms would look the same. There's different hours.
they're showing the
Did I
same
upload
hours.
the
I think you
same one?
uploaded the same thing twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I've clicked both back and forth and confirmed it's 1 and 2, and it's the same number.
Okay, let me take a look here. That's 700.
That's the one that's in there.
Okay, so I did not do the 300 one. You are correct. Sorry about that. I'll get that updated.
You're not losing your
You
mind.
are not losing your mind.
Did I say that out loud?
I'm messing with you.
No.
Okay, yeah, they're both 700. Why did I do that? Go back.
Easy.
Like for the Chandler, it's not the supervisor sessions. You'll probably pull something out of that more than
That's
us.
just a ton of supervision. 308 total hours of supervision.
Yep.
And the 1,000 direct client hours is really low. I also want
That's
to know.
the direct. That's what's the right? 1,000 compared to 2.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
This end date of the supervision is March 2022, so I'm also wondering when they're licensed, but still 1,000 seems really low.
But for that state, it isn't.
Yeah. If we just again got put back, but like we have rules for a reason.
Mhm. No, I'm not just.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just
learning.
we're just kind of in this loop.
Well, that's what this whole group is that.
Yeah.
Way too much stuff.
You want to jump to the semi-retired while the other ones are being added? But I know we're asking you to double duty there.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just uploaded the correct Tina Bentley. It should be under the one. It'll say like V2 next to it. So it's like version 2.
Okay.
Washington was that much lower than us.
They recently lowered it.
Yeah, 3,000 and 1,000.
Yeah,
That's-
because we had an applicant and they only submitted that many, and I was like, excuse me, these are Washington's requirements. I know you didn't meet them. Like, you need to show us the rest of your hours. And she's like, actually, here's the bill where they lowered it. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
geez.
I didn't realize that. They've always had some of the highest requirements though, so I assume it was like such a big annoyance for them. For anyone wanting to come to their state.
I don't know. That's crazy though.
Can you imagine anyone that applies with them? They met their other state's requirements. They didn't meet Washington, so it's like
Yeah.
probably was a big pain in the butt. And if they're going to join the compact,
Or
Oh, are they on the
Mm.
compact?
no, but I'm sure they're going to join Australia. I mean, it's not even like California, and there's already 30 states. Almost half the
the
country.
only thing that could make me want to approve them would be what they have been doing since. Like, how long have they been licensed, fully licensed in their state? Wait,
What are we talking about now? Are we doing previous hours still, or did you go on to the semi-retired?
still doing previous hours,
Okay.
but I'm looking at this person,
We're looking at Brittany Chandler or
For-
Nina?
Tina. Last supervised, this person supervised them from until July 2024. Yeah. Yeah, I would want to know.
So kind of like the same question that I'm gonna ask Ayla Perez, like what have they been doing since they got their license? And like
Yeah.
how many hours would they like estimate they've accrued?
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely do that. So we're gonna do that for Tina and Brittany, since they're kind of
Yeah.
the same.
When were they granted their original license from their original licensing state?
Well, I have that.
Okay.
But, do you want to know that now?
I do want to know
Okay.
the states.
Yeah. So Tina got her Washington LICSW October 11th of 24. And Brittany Chandler. See, so I think the Mississippi one is the first one they got. They got that June 17th of 2022. And they're the one they also have Tennessee and California, but those came after.
Okay.
California on that list.
I think California is on Brittany's list.
Oh, no, I was thinking the compact list. No, I don't see them on it yet.
Oh, I can't.
Tennessee, I believe.
Washington.
Yeah, Tennessee is it? Oh yeah, Washington is. That must be why they lowered there.
That might be what you're now, maybe the compact minimums.
Okay. A mix of approved and more info. Approved for the first 5, more info for the second 2. And it's wanting to know what they hours accumulated since first licensure. And like just where they've been, just a little bit more info about where they've been working.
Yeah.
Can we ask why they want to be licensed in Oregon?
I don't see why not. That would be a Kyle question probably, because
Mm.
at some point, I know like in the past, we've asked like, well, can we ask these specific questions to these applicants? And I think at some point it becomes an investigation. Like if you're asking people to submit info.
You're adding hoops.
Yeah, you're adding
Mm.
hoops. So we would have to have like, I'm guessing he would say we would have to have like a,
Have to have a nexus to the question.
yeah.
Yeah. That may come out anyway. They volunteer it.
Yeah. Okay, ready to go to 7?
Yep, I jumped up to 9 and 10. But
Oh, did you already do
that's
7?
okay. Don't worry about it. I'm ready.
Oh,
Ready when you.
7.
I'm ready when you get there. So let's
Okay.
go back to 7.
Oh, this, you're finally up.
Yes, I'm finally up.
Reduce supervision request.
Yeah, this person, she's requesting reduced supervision, but she also, for the past
I would take a bio break now.
3 years, has not had the minimum supervision necessary. About, when I started here about 2 years ago, they didn't really ask, or they didn't, because it's minimum of 2 1-hour supervision meetings per month.
Mhm.
And so when I looked at her thing, she hasn't met for like the last 3 years. And so I asked her a little bit about that. And she said that her other supervisor, she's recently changed supervisors. Her other supervisor was not as available. And
Mm.
moving forward, she said that she will be getting the adequate number of supervision required. But I just wanted to give you guys that information for this request.
So she's saying, oh, so this 6-month report, I guess that was most recently submitted. She had 8 individual hours.
Yep.
8 sessions instead of 12.
Yes.
And only 2 clients. What did it say her clinical hours was on that 6-month report?
I don't have, does it have the report? Did it attach the report in there or no?
I see the rules. I don't see the report attached. That's okay.
Once Kim gets back, she has a million tabs open and I hit the wrong one. So otherwise, actually, maybe I can do it this way. Hold on. Nope, that's not what I want.
It looks like the request is waiver on the 2 per month due to circumstances, right?
Yes.
And-
Here's open regulate. Hold on.
I like how they never answer your question. Are you currently meeting the minimum supervision requirements?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so she is asking for, she only has 8 direct client hours.
In this 6-month period?
Yeah, she's been a CSWA since 2019. So she must have taken a more administrative role.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Kim, I went on and looked up one of the ladies.
Oh, you better be sorry.
I was like, there's so many tabs. I don't want to press the wrong one.
Can you say more about the history of
Yeah.
not meeting the hour? Because I'm like, okay, sure. Like, if you only have 8 client hours, like 8 supervision hours, even though it's not the minimum 2 sessions a month, I'm like, okay, yeah, like,
Yeah, so in the last, from 5/31/23, that was the end date of the first report where she stopped meeting. It looks like she went from about 127 direct client hours in a 6-month session
Mhm.
to 26 direct client hours. And that's also when she stopped meeting the requirements for supervision. So to me, that looks more like she took an administrative role
Yeah.
and dropped down in client contact.
And that was back in 2022.
Yeah.
22 or 23?
Well, 2022 is when she met.
Yeah, 2022 is when she had the 127, and then 2023 it dropped down to 26 direct hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of corresponds with the drop in direct client and the drop in supervision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows? She's been at Deschutes County the whole time, but maybe her role changed,
Yeah.
which we do not ask like what people's.
Yeah, she said, I can attest to my significantly limited availability since 5/19/25 when I moved into the interim program manager role while also maintaining my intensive youth supervisor role, resulting in an even lower caseload, (2), and reason for co-tenure low direct client hours. This report netted 8 hours. Oh, I'm so sorry if I had read that more detailed the first time. This, along with out of office needs for both myself and supervisor, didn't always allow for a reschedule for missed supervisions. We are scheduled twice a month. We did at least meet once a month. Thank you for your consideration. How many hours do they have to go?
Till they're done?
1,500 direct client.
Left to do?
No,
Or
600.
600, sorry, in my mind was not
You're right.
600.
Yeah.
Direct client.
But the request here is just for this 6-month period, saying it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Changing anything else, it's just saying for this one where there was
For the
8
last,
instead of 12.
yes.
Yeah.
That, I think that's the narrow band of the request.
Yeah, that is the main request.
Yeah. I mean, I say approve given the
Yep.
low hours.
That's right. I don't have to deal with all my stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. Next one, Natalie. 8.
Thank you. Mhm. So this,
5 out of 12.
did you
8.
upload the correspondence with me?
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Oh, they have 5 out of 12. I haven't gotten to the what they've actually
Sorry.
said yet. No, you're good.
We need to.
I was like, no, it's number 8.
Yeah, correct. Number 8.
How we
5 out of 12.
for the next meeting.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be. Anything that you need.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there just would be like one less step for me to make them
Yeah.
all, because they all should just be like one PDF all in a row. Like,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could show me how to do it.
I mean, you know how that, I'll show you.
Okay, yes, yeah, let me, okay, so maybe next week's stuff.
I'll just show you like what I just put it all in one. So
Yeah, I can definitely.
like your email, instead of having like a separate email file, convert it to a PDF.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, so this lets them know like why you contacted them to begin with. And then here's the letter that she sent.
Okay.
And then,
Merge it.
yeah, just because so it's like one document that's for a single person's request. Yeah, nothing crazy, just.
Yeah.
And sometimes when there's like multiple files in that folder and it's like just the subject line of the email,
Yeah.
I'm like, who does this go to?
Okay.
I'm inclined to approve it for this reporting period, given the extraordinary circumstances outlined in this letter.
Is that typical? Is that it's somebody, life happens and one of the two in the moment can't meet type situation?
This one wasn't as typical as usual. This
So
one-
there's more
Usually it's like sickness based or that they were sick or had, this one was kind of just, Oh, well, my manager took it apart.
Well, I think they had several things. It was like they transitioned and then,
Court custody.
yeah, then she had her own unforeseen medical circumstances for 2 weeks.
And a gallbladder
Yeah.
removal.
Yeah,
And then
Just stacked up.
they were again required to be away from work for
Almost
17
3
days.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so there were several things in this one.
okay, yes. Her first correspondence was detailed with me, so that's all. I
She
remember.
added this paragraph,
Later.
yeah.
Will the file, so if we say yes, and if this individual makes the same request again for the January through June, will
Catch it.
the board get a note to say, hey, this person's already had an exception, just know this is the second time they've asked you for a month?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep,
All right.
yep.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, otherwise they've been meeting the requirements throughout the supervision plans or through the reports.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
End goal of the
Yeah.
question right there.
Yep.
So this one, Natalie Tagos is approved.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are the two reduced supervision requests. If you guys don't mind, since Cassie's here, the last three are also her items, the supervision
Well,
plan requests.
got it.
Yeah, 12 through 14.
Jump down there a second.
You don't have to set. 12, 13, 14. Next time I'll try to group yours
Oh, it's
together
okay.
better.
Do you guys want some explanation on the supervision plan?
Maybe just a
request?
background, because I think they all had the same thing
So-
happen.
Typically, our rules state that you have to have a plan of supervision for the CSWA. So, and our rules also state that you have to, when you update your place of practice, you have to do it within 30 days.
Mhm.
So in these three CSWA's cases, they updated their place of practice,
Mhm.
but they did not submit a new plan of supervision
Mm.
to signify that they were working with the same supervisor at that new place of practice. But they did update their plan of supervision. We do now have when you update your plan of supervision, CSWAs have to attest that they understand that they have to update their plan of supervision. These ones didn't, but they did send us the necessary contract that they were still seeing their new supervisor at the new place of practice.
All the same supervisor or just,
The same supervisor.
so
yes.
like they moved as a group,
Oh, no, they
No.
each
Oh.
have different supervisors, but they
Okay.
Yes,
but the
Kept-
circumstances were the same.
Mhm.
Got it.
yes.
They kept their supervisor, their job just changed.
Yeah.
So then in their mind, they're like, I already have a plan
Right.
with the board. But does
So-
the attestation say even if your supervisor stays the same?
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
That-
We made sure.
This is one of those should have known,
Mhm.
had the info.
Yes.
So this is but bottom line is that the contacts and the hours were all following okay. The issue is they just didn't change that second piece.
They didn't do the paperwork for it.
They didn't do the
Okay.
supervision.
But they were able, Cassie did ask them to procure or show us documentation of their what do we call an unofficial contract or
Yeah, we asked them if they
Right.
have an official or
Right.
a
unofficial.
supervision agreement.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Level
yeah.
status.
And then also an explanation of why this was not seen.
And I'm okay with all three if there's the ability, if we can, because this is a little bit of a touches on the border of letter of concern of saying, hey, make sure this is the rule, make sure you're following that. If this was to occur again, you've got the two parts to take care of. It's not only your place of employment, but it's also the supervisor
Yeah.
plan, supervisory plan.
Mhm.
Are you okay with that too, Olivia?
And if you're not, go ahead. Don't worry about it. I got big shoulders.
Um, yeah, so this is the only time this has happened
For them.
For
for them. Yeah.
This does happen quite a lot though.
Yeah, that's why we added the attestation.
Yeah. Does that need to go in like? The attestation, like in the portal, when you're like clicking submit, it says,
That's where it's at. When you click
Yeah.
submit for the new place of practice, it generates, we had it generate the attestation, but you have to like.
Check a box, right? It's not just a
Yeah.
notice,
Yeah.
right?
So even further help beyond, you should know the rules, but we're gonna make sure you really double, triple know the rules, because you gotta click this box.
Yep.
And you're also including the supervisor in all these, right? So the
Yeah.
supervisor knows like, oh gosh, I better make sure
Yeah.
all my other supervisees do this properly when they
Mhm.
change positions, but.
if we were to say, no, you attested that you did this thing,
Hmm.
then what happens?
So
Their hours don't count.
their
Yeah,
hours
6
don't
period.
count until they have that. So these ones, they've all since put in a new plan of supervision,
Mm.
but their hours wouldn't count from the time
That
that they
window.
started their new job till the plan of
The new plan.
supervision, the date of supervision.
And I do have like, just for clarification, like if you got this, someone like this who kept the same supervisor, got a new job, updated their place of practice, didn't do a new plan, and then you ask them, do you have any kind of supervisory agreement documentation? And they're like, no, that would just be a hard no, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no document to show that there was even any kind of a
Yeah,
plan at
Mhm.
the time.
or if they don't update their place of practice.
Well, yeah,
it's
that's
also
like-
no.
That's,
Mhm.
yeah, that's different, yeah.
Yeah.
But, so you guys wouldn't even see the ones that couldn't produce some kind of document that says, oh my gosh, we did have an agreement in place, I just didn't put it
Yeah,
into
got
it.
it.
Yeah.
And also, you would not see the ones that full on change their supervisor when they change their job. Like if they didn't have a plan with that supervisor at all, it's like,
Mhm.
sorry.
Hard no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I also agree to approve these ones. How often has this been happening? I mean, it's enough that you put in a checkbox, an
Yeah.
attestation.
It was a lot more.
A lot.
It was when I came on, we were pretty backlogged in supervision reports. And so we had a ton of these, but we put in the attestation
Okay.
about 6
We don't
months
really
ago.
need to do a stamp. I just need to send it to the public
Yeah.
distribution, right?
So
I said
Oh.
Amy's signature.
now it's
Yeah,
less.
just probably.
but
You don't
it's
still actually need a
happening.
stamp.
And
Mhm.
so
And I don't need
we
a stamp or
tried
anything
sending
anymore.
out mass
Yeah,
emails
different,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah, mass emails about it in order to help this.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can only do what we can.
It's number 10,
Yeah,
right?
we can
Or
only do so much.
blocked. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Helpful
if you have any
background.
other suggestions on what we can do to like get it across.
No, I updated my report when I changed my plan.
Yeah.
Place of practice and plan of supervision, so.
So
Why would it do that? Okay, well, I'm able to open it. I wonder,
Okay.
I can just read.
Back up to 9. Is that what you said wasn't opening or was it?
Yeah,
a different one? Okay.
For me, 10 was not opening.
Thank
Nine.
you.
thank you.
Thank you. 9 to,
Yeah.
FEMA is 68.
Mm.
So y'all will be getting food ready.
Just came into the profession late
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
if
it's
they need to.
close to the
already know
20,
where
but
it is, right?
whatever the semi-retired now reduces some of the CEUs, CLEs, whatever the right phrase is. But the individual, for everything, it looks like person 68.
It would need to be 32. That's 26.
Hello, you all done in there? All right, we just
Oh,
got,
wow.
we only have 2 more and we're done. We're close.
Oh.
You're right.
Oh, I'm looking in the wrong.
Okay, yeah, 9 is
To me,
yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna re-upload number 10.
All right.
See if you can do that. And if not, you can just look over my shoulder. I can show you my screen, I mean.
So obtained license in 2012 at probably like 55 years old.
I can look up dates of birth if you guys want.
It's okay.
We got enough hints in there to
Yeah.
be able to land on it pretty close.
Yeah. Resume part-time practice in end-of-life care. That feels really important.
Which one are we on, Edna or?
That is Athena.
Oh, we're still on Athena. Okay.
Yeah. I just was not, I was late to it.
And
Fine.
Edna is 77.
Edna is 77. Okay.
I know, I love their names.
Edna is 77. I want to be Edna when I'm 77.
Graduated at 64.
That's amazing.
BSU
Yeah.
through the Ashland campus.
I respect that, man.
Yep.
That's awesome.
My grandfather on my dad's side got his GED at 82.
Oh, nice.
He was in the war, worked for the post office, and just no. Go on the maternal side. You go on my mom's side. That grandfather has had 18 or 19 college degrees, advanced degrees, 3 or 4 honorary degrees. He actually helped. He was one of the folks that Brainiacs that got NASA started.
Mm.
Oh my God.
In the satellites, or the weather satellites, Earth satellites, etc. He was involved in all of that. So very, very different. My grandparents, but both of them said, just never, the day you stop asking questions is the day you stop learning.
It's cold here. It was just hot and that's.
It was.
Super
We're
cool.
making it all hot.
You think it's cold in here? Go into that main
Oh, I know.
entryway.
Go into that little
So-
tiny office.
Can it get reloaded?
Yeah.
It's not one.
No.
So I still want to
Underneath?
clip. I just
Okay.
need a trip when you. Noted.
Got one last one we're looking at. The file didn't want to load up.
Okay, so back to 10.
Next to each other. Refresh.
We can scooch. I don't know why. It seems like
Yeah, we're very,
scooch down this way, maybe.
very close together down here.
But
Yeah.
you want to be in the camera?
I know Noel.
See, I'm in probation because I'm between.
Well, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
right there.
That's mine. I spread out a little bit.
No worries. I just didn't want to.
No, you're fine.
I think that was-
You're gonna make me yawn.
Then did reload?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
They got their LCSW in Oregon in 2022.
Ooh.
They got their CSWA in 2004 in California and their LCSW in California in 2008. So they've been,
Me too.
when we're talking about like how long someone has practiced, is it only as an LCSW
Where's it?
or does it include CSWA?
The rule says license. Yeah,
License, and CSWA is a license.
I mean, it's a certificate technically,
Technically a certificate.
Certificate.
but
Okay.
in our definitions, licensees means anyone regulated by the board. So it gets
Yeah.
really confusing. But I do include their time as a CSWA just in case you guys want to like consider it.
Mhm.
It's like how much experience they have. But for the most part, almost all of these semi-retired requests are folks who just got into the field
Like,
Yeah.
later in life.
yeah,
They're just like,
culture.
"Can you please go part-time.
Right.
Like,
So
Yeah.
I don't even know why it's in the rule, honestly. I mean, I'm sure there's a good reason.
thumbs up on all three.
Practicing 18 years without disability.
Great.
Well, I think we have a couple. We
Think
only
about
have a couple we'll need agenda time on. Most of them are pretty quick.
It's a great.
info.
Thank you for guidance and education.
Yep. And then next time you'll see some, you're like, oh, I remember we did one just like this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Can I talk timeline?
Absolutely.
Timeline?
Sure. Talk timeline.
The governor's office needs to,
11:30.
yes, thank you. They need to present around 11:30.
Perfect.
Call to order review of agenda, approval of minutes, public comment. Do we think that's gonna take us to 11:30?
Probably not. We had a few people come on for the committee and we let them know this isn't the full board. You're welcome to stay on or rejoin later. And most of them were like, okay, I'll come back.
So move 6 to 5, swap 5 and 6.
I think I'm guessing when 11:30 rolls around, we'll be in executive session.
I know.
We could always just break out of it, go back into public, let the governor's office do their thing, and then go back into exec.
I know, but then we have to like tell the public to come back.
Oh, yeah, that's.
You're gone here again. Yeah,
Yep.
that's hard.
Okay, so maybe
That's my
just
fear.
push executive until
Is there anything you can prior to
after.
11:30?
Right, because what we could do is go into the executive director reports.
Mhm.
11:30, like
we're gonna then.
Yeah, just
Governor updates.
keep in public session until the
Or
governor
governor's office.
does their.
Right.
Governor's office does it.
So it may be that we're moving then the exec session
Like later.
to later. I guess here's my question, just like process question. Do we approve the agenda as is, understanding that the governor's office will need to present?
We may jump
11:50, and so we may need to move exec session to later.
So my experience is doing this is
Oh, thank
that
you.
at the call of the chair, you have the ability to shuffle things around. It's the only reason for approval agenda is to add anything new or take something off.
That makes sense. So the
That's generally, but double check. That's
Kyle will let us
here.
know.
Yeah.
Because of showing and timing and, you know, that people, it's just add or take away. It has got to be more formal.
Okay, well, I'm gonna,
So the public understands what this body is doing or not doing. This-
so that the agenda is really the same. What we may have to do though is
Just hop around.
move the executive session to a later time so that we can.
Accommodate.
Yeah.
Accommodate certain guests.
Let me go.
We've done that before. We've
Yeah.
moved things around to accommodate for the guests. Yeah.
Well,
Find out break.
no, I got.
Can't remember, was there, were we supposed to do a lunch or? No.
Okay, good. Because I was afraid I missed.
Yeah, you probably won't do that anymore. Amy does not like Little Lois, so. So we probably won't use them again.
I mean, I have no opinion. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss an email because that's.
Yeah, no. No, it's just gonna be like buffet styles.
Fine. Complaints for me.
I just personally really thought their desserts were good at the very minimum. It's like those pumpkin bars, man.
Ooh. Ooh, I made a cookie bar. It was chocolate chip hazelnut and coconut. I'll bring some next time. Next time I have a meeting, I'll bring some cookies.
I would love that.
I love pizza too.
I would love that.
Cool. I love baking. And it always just produces so much. I'm like, I'm gonna eat like all 12 to 24 servings by myself.
That is amazing.
Because it's so annoying having to like cut down a recipe.
What'd you say?
It's so annoying having to cut down a recipe.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try
I
to
don't
do that mentally and then I'll forget on certain steps and I'm like, oh, I messed up.
I'm just full send. I'm making the whole thing.
Right, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
I'll bring some. Yeah, I'll do that. I love making bread. I got sourdough in COVID. And I was making sourdough. Yeah, sourdough breads, sourdough pancakes, sourdough cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
Sourdough everything.
I started, but it's crowded right now. It's 9%. So I just started. But the bread, I started with white. But I got the feel of the dough now. I know what it feels like. And I like, okay, I'll go, I'm be doing it and I'll go reach and she's like, okay, yeah. Every time I walk around, and I'm like,
She's been on the board. She's the longest running board member in.
I use a mix.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it back in the mixer, feel it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Needed to be
I-
nice to other people.
And then
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been able to almost one.
It started in the 90s,
Yeah,
right?
5.
95.
And an 8-year for her birthday. I'm gonna try to make a roasted cloud for 2023. I don't know how the garlic is gonna fold in.
She got to see.
I love seeing them to make.
Kept staying in her seat.
Oh, like sourdough.
Yeah, and she
Like,
At the gas station,
stayed on.
which is a very
my
big
came back.
capital gas station. Fine, and they had a loaf of sourdough bread there from a local. Yeah, and I was like, I just gotta buy. It was very good.
You know what I mean?
It was comparable to San Francisco sourdough, I'd say. It was, there was, but I'm like,
For their usually we're like.
are you getting this $15 mark? That is, that is awesome. I know, that's why I was like to my mom. I was like, so really just like cost like, no,
Labor.
labor is like there, like you cook anyways, things like that. I mean, get it, if I made like $300 an hour, maybe that would, right? And I don't do that really commoditized. So I think I can make it, and there's something that's enjoyable about doing it. Because I was thinking about that, I was folding my towels and I like my parents folded a certain way, I like everything. It looked nice and I thought to myself, I could really.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah. some things that I would need to ask about.
Yeah.
And would I write inside of the picture? I was like thinking to myself, I'm not thinking like this. It's so good for me. I can have these thoughts.
For future agenda.
We ended up getting someone to come clean like the main areas. It's a month, and then I do it.
Do it.
Like, it's done like every 2 weeks, and I do it, and they do it. And the first time they came, I wasn't home, but my friend was like, clean it today, and I was like, sleep box, so, well, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will mommy be happy with the job? Yeah. Will mommy be? And then they were like, mommy was never happy. Probably not.
I know.
I don't know, little like things. I was like, they didn't pick up on strings on the question, so.
Yeah, for house, I was like, well, jobs. I own one. I don't even like, the other day, I was at one of our clinics that was opening and I walked in and I was like,
Isn't it?
it's okay, I can. I literally, there's coconuts everywhere. That was like,
So if you're winking at me today, it's not real. I mean, that is, I usually make
I'd be on my hands and rubbing the floor, cleaning the walls. Face.
I mean, sorry, like, but that's okay, we just can't start early.
I am.
I have the meeting going because from the committees, but I don't have it recording or anything yet.
Now, so it's still, it's just.
Don't have one.
Oh, yeah.
It's changing.
Automatically.
Because, so, and what I would do is I'd get on.
You just use.
What I get on my.
Yeah.
Around
I
it.
don't want to get started until you
Yeah.
Pulling it out from the big.
Mhm.
Then you smack it all,
Yeah.
and then.
give me the okay.
Yeah.
Be messy and tell people what to do.
They find it.
And just.
I think my mother said, or my husband would love
Just
it.
so you have that. That is everything.
To join it to be able to do the recording.
Meanwhile, I just get grayer and grayer and grayer.
My hairdresser knows.
Maybe, I mean, it shows on my end, so it says you're recording.
You know, I gave it up so long for executive, started running early and just like to do, so I don't want to go that much, it's not, it's like, so you should like, all right, I'm gonna embrace it.
This is it.
Yeah. I know.
Signs.
Oh, yeah, I was great. I already got that. Yes, a long time ago.
Even though talking about that, it's like we
So
need to
she had the kitchen, she had the special window built.
go cut out.
With the birds, right? Where they
Yeah,
would
red
all
lights
sit
just
there
get
while she
lighter
was
and lighter
cooking.
and lighter. You almost get one.
Does that need to be like?
Yes.
Strawberry.
Yes, with the-
Spray it down and all that.
And we also use the newsletter.
Yeah, it's white.
Agenda, but I think.
Happens right now, the white reflects the red, so you don't see.
Everything box.
You'd be amazed at how. Yeah.
I didn't never.
Yeah.
Or we can add it.
Eventually, it'll be
What all the
white,
time.
probably.
They,
Month.
because they really.
That's something you guys vote on.
It is what it is. I'm certainly not gonna go there for the fees. So
Can I just do it under an
I
hour?
can't even get my hair cut.
Everywhere they sweated and.
That's.
Like.
Like, I gotta have it. If you want to shave your head and make your buddies.
Ready?
Yeah,
Like, so
Or you just do both. It's not a choice.
That's true.
They just pull everything out, throw out, and so they're very. They're like, this is.
Okay, it is, it's 11:11 and I'm gonna do, a call to order for the February Oregon Board of Licensed Social Work Board meeting. My name is Amy Ashton Williams, Board Chair. If we could go around and do roll call, if you can say your name, your role, that would be amazing. And Troy, I will.
Perfect, thank you. Troy Costales, public member of the board.
Molly Jansen, LCSW board member.
Kyle Martin, board counsel.
Nicole Pantley, public member.
Olivia Borman, CSWA member.
Oh, I'm not a board member. Oh, okay. Ray Miller, Executive Director.
Kim Coleman, board analyst. Noelle Johnson, licensing compliance specialist. Online.
Abe?
Abe Dudek, investigator.
Thank you. Mindy?
Mindy Tucker, Senior Compliance Specialist Investigator.
Great. And is everybody else then public members that are?
Hi, Cassie Connell,
Hi.
like assistant.
We can't hear her.
Did someone? That was Cassie.
Oh,
Oh, thanks, Cassie. We just couldn't hear you. Anybody
Sorry, I'm
else
not sure.
online? Great. And in person?
Wendy Thatcher, investigator.
Thank you.
Kathy Outland, licensed clinical social worker, public.
Thanks, Kathy. We have, I hope everybody has a copy of the agenda. If you can take a moment to review. If there are any additions, changes. Yes. Was there an addition about social work and employee status that we needed to add?
I guess, I would ask that, either between agenda item 9 and 10 or under special review, about, employee or, CSWAs who are not employees as an agenda.
Oh, that like contractor question? The contractor
Non-employees,
question,
is what we can say.
Okay.
Do we need a motion to amend the agenda? Or
Motion to adopt the agenda as amended, because we haven't actually.
okay.
And one of the things, and I'm not sure whether I say this before and or after, but I will just share now that the governor's office is on the agenda to come and give an update, but they do need to come in around 11:30. So what that might mean for us is, while we have this numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that there may be some changes to the ordering. So it may be that we have to like move executive session to a later time and move like the executive director reports up, just so that we can accommodate that 11:30 spot for the governor's office.
Make a motion that we approve the agenda as amended. This is Molly.
It's Molly.
Second, Olivia, seconding the motion.
Thank you. So roll call this, Amy, I.
Troy, aye.
Molly, I.
Nicole Pantley, aye.
Olivia, aye.
Wonderful. So the agenda has, the revised agenda has been approved. Next is our approval of minutes. Kim, I know that we had talked about it. We have all of these to still approve. We haven't done the approval of December, January 7th or
Right.
6th.
So we haven't had like a full board meeting that wasn't a special meeting since December.
And then we brought December 5th, which I was, asked to go back, and so I go back.
You want to take just a moment to review
So we're only doing the January ones. Is that what you're saying?
No, we should be doing all of them.
all of
I
them?
was just,
Oh, the last time we did have both.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we did have, and then
It wasn't.
it wasn't, we didn't have.
I wasn't really clear on that, was I? We need to be reviewing all of those. Big changes and or approval.
Troy moves to approve December 5, 2025 board meeting minutes.
Thank you, Troy.
Seconded, Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia. This is Amy. I.
Troy, aye.
Molly, aye.
Nicole Pantley, aye.
Olivia, aye.
Thank you. So the December 5th, 2025 board meeting minutes have been approved.
I move to approve special board meeting Friday, January 7th, 2025,
Second.
26, excuse me. That would be one edit. The top piece, top piece to change to 26
Oh, yeah. Yes,
as amended.
I've already caught
I
it.
looked here and then I looked there and went, oh, I called it out.
Oh,
you
so
for
thank you.
checking.
So the meeting minutes say 2025. It
Yeah.
used to say 2026.
Yes,
Thanks so
that's
much.
the amended.
Thanks, Troy.
Oh, you said it.
Do I hear a second?
Just confirming that the 7/2026, there's an updated version of the meeting minutes that has 2026 on it, or it still needs to be changed. Oh, okay.
I forgot to send it over. Yeah,
Cool. Seconded to approve 7/2026 meeting minutes.
Thank you, Olivia. This is Amy.
Troy, aye.
Molly, I.
Okay, aye.
Olivia, I.
The January 7th, 2026 special board meeting minutes have been approved.
The January 26th meeting,
Yes.
I believe, I thought there was a comment in here that to note that the public comment that was in chat would be captured and part of the meeting minute packet. I remember that statement and I think I saw it when I did the review.
Yeah. Did we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
So for the public comment chat, what's represented here under item 5 is what was
In the chat.
in the chat. Thank you. I would just ask that probably would be good to put in the header of public comment that this was captured from the virtual chat session. So that anybody, if they wanted to for any reason, read the 2, they would recognize that 5 is actually what was in chat, not what people were online and commented.
Interesting, because it was, I think, folks that were both here and in chat.
Correct.
Um,
So that it'd be good to clarify that where the public
Who
comment came.
spoke and who
Yeah.
wrote? Is that what you're looking?
Yeah, just to clarify, because we say earlier that we as a board requested, we need to capture
Mhm.
that chat
Right.
and move it in. So we want to just show that we fulfilled that commitment.
okay.
Not a hard
I
edit.
think I think for discussion is just wondering, do we want it just a general comment then after public comment that it was in person and
Virtual.
chat?
Yeah. That would.
That way you
be
don't
my
have to
suggestion.
discern.
Yeah, just as a suggestion. I don't know that. Given
like there were-
the sensitivity of the
Yeah,
topic.
because some people did provide in-person chat or vocal chat, but then they also provide, or sorry, not chat, comments.
Yeah.
And then they also did use the chat to provide additional comments afterwards. So I can go through and it just depends on what you'd like. If you'd like me to go through and discern the difference between each one, or I can just do a blanket statement at the bottom of it or at the beginning of it.
My suggestion, make it simple, is on 5 after public comment before the in or after the colon is just to say chat received in person, chat received virtual, and chat received in chat. Comment, excuse me, comment in person, comment virtual, or comment in chat, just so that
Perfect.
we show response to the community that was here, that we grabbed everything they gave us.
Okay.
Good catch.
So with that small suggested edit, I move to approve January 26, 2026 special board meeting as amended.
Olivia, second.
Thank you, Olivia. This is Amy.
Troy, aye.
Molly, I.
Nikki, aye.
Olivia, I.
And Noel, do you have what you need for the?
Yep, I covered it. Yep.
2026, 2016 special board meeting minutes have been approved. I'm looking at the time. 12:21. We are at the time, we have a couple spots on our agenda where we do public comment. So we are at the time right now where we would open that up for public comment, whether that is in person or online.
Not me. I can phone, not this time.
Not this time. Yeah, Kathy.
I just want to say I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and that you have more than one place for public comment now. I like that. And I'm here primarily to really hear what's going on at the governor's office and just be a part of an observation. But I appreciate the opportunity to be with you all.
Thank you. Public online. Okay. We do have another opportunity. Executive session is going to take more than 7 minutes. That's my guess.
Is the governor's office here?
They are not. You guys are okay just moving to the executive director reports? And then
fine.
And when the governor's office shows up, we can. Okay.
My report is really short this time. So what I would typically have for a legislative update, we've done that like 3 times. So I don't have any legislative updates that you all don't already know about. We have been monitoring the bills going through short session now. Other than the ones that we've already discussed at length, there's really nothing else that affects the board directly that's going through short session right now. So I'll stop there. Are any of you all aware of anything that I should be tracking? Okay. And we do a pretty thorough job of actually, Kim does a really good thorough job of tracking those. So, and then our board member update, we have 1 public member opening and then 1 licensed opening. So that's our board member update. I'll be working with the executive appointments office to fill those. And obviously, if you all have any feedback for me as far as that goes, let me know. No staffing update. Our staffing is same way it was last time we met. And then if you all want me to read through the licensing and applicant statistics, I can, but they're inside of their attachments. Let me go pull those up. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was like, sometimes it's just, I think, particularly when we have public here, just so for the public to be able to hear like what we're.
All right, so licensee stats. Okay. It's like our total licensees are 9,907, so we're getting really close to 10,000. LCSWs, we have 7,223 active, 224 semi-retired, 158 inactive, for a total of 7,605 total LCSWs. And then for clinical social work associates, CSWAs, we have 1,802 active, 105 inactive, for a total of 1,907 clinical social work associates, CSWAs. And then for our licensed master social workers, LMSWs, we have 346 active, 14 inactive, for a total of 360. And so for our registered baccalaureate social workers, our RBSWs, the board has 33 active RBSWs, 2 inactive RBSWs, for a total of 35 RBSWs. And so those are stats. And then you all are killing it. So we have, what is this as of the 19th? So yesterday, 28 applications waiting for staff review. And our oldest application in queue to be processed is 16 days. It looks like last month we had, what's this, 80? Well, I'll probably mess this all up. So I don't know if there's anything reportable on the January bar graph here that you would point out.
Nothing different from
Okay,
the other
cool.
months. I mean,
Yeah.
it does seem like February, we haven't got as many applications as normal, but
Yeah.
I mean, we still have some of the month to go, so we'll
Exactly.
see.
Yeah. So wow, that's impressive.
I mean, it's Angela's the one that's doing it, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Congrats to
we got a
Angela.
whole team supporting, but yeah, Angela's leading the effort. So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're looking really good. So. That's all I have on applicant stats. 16 days is the oldest application and 28 waiting
And
to be
those are, like,
processed.
Full weekdays. That's not just business days, no. Not really.
Yeah. Wow. Good job, team. Good job.
I realize like it's so much more efficient now. Like when people from the public are like, I've been waiting a whole week. I've been waiting a whole week. Word from them. And I was like, oh, just a week?
A week.
That's great. Instead of like, I've been waiting 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, where I'm like, isn't a week amazing?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Funny how they experience have.
Exactly. That's our new standard now. Now that is complaint worthy. Wait 7 days. Yeah,
What did you
okay.
say? What was it?
A little over 6 months.
For your Washington license? And that's like,
Still can't even figure out how to apply again.
And that's just reciprocity. So
Wow.
Same with me.
Yeah. Yep.
umbrella board.
do you guys feel comfortable moving into
Not, I don't think CPC should be done before executive session in case of this conversation, so I would say no to that at this time.
We could do continuing education.
Yeah.
There's 3 of those. So for the continuing education committee, Gina Silva requesting 10 hours based on, and we're granting that based on, they took this 100-hour course, integrating like biology and mental health, and we're approving the 10 hours based on the descriptions of the integrating emotional and physical wellness. For Lisa Cordova, Workplace Reimagined, Building a Strong Feedback Culture, we're approving 3 hours of general hours. It is the Workplace Reimagined is specific and applicable to their social work practice, as in their role of doing meeting with students and meeting with faculty as a part of their work. They work at PSU.
Is that an LCSW or LMSW?
LCSW.
Okay. Okay.
Please.
Lots.
We went back and forth about it. I was like, is this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just
Just
because
the conversation
political.
you had.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
I'm
you
like-
could share some of that.
I was like, not applicable to clinical social work ? But applicable to their social work practice, which is what we were going back and forth about of,
Yeah.
and we're like, it's only 3 of the 40 hours and it helps with their work.
Yeah. It is an interesting question, right? Of like the intention of the CEUs is about a focus on clinical work,
Yeah.
regardless of kind of how your job duties are maybe divided. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
We're looking at the rule for it.
Okay, can you share that? That's always helpful.
So that addresses subjects related to the regulated social workers' work practice. So that's when we kind of turned a corner, but
Right, and I think the language is broad because there's an LMSW, which is not clinical, right? And the
Mhm.
LCSW. And maybe that's the problem, is the language actually is not specific enough that it should be related to, what, can you say it again? Related to their work?
related to the regulated social workers' work practice.
And what it should say, and specific license.
Mm,
Because really what that does is leave it quite broad
yeah.
in a way that maybe doesn't get at the intention, which
Yeah.
is anyone's CEU should be specific to their specific license, right?
Mhm.
Am I right? I mean, am I?
Yeah,
No,
okay.
you-
That is the question, like, does the board, if that's what the board wants, then.
Right. We have to rule change.
Rooted in the rule.
Right.
Those were
But we have to fix the rule as written.
So maybe in this instance, it makes sense, like it should be approved because of the way the rule is written, but can we put this on our radar to like, we need to be more specific, because it also, the clearer it is to us, the clearer it is to
yes.
licensees, and that's what we want to do, is always be as transparent as possible around what, I think it helps people choose trainings too, right?
Mhm.
Potentially, so.
Mhm.
Yeah. we can-
Okay, thank you. I appreciate hearing the
the dialogue around it.
Yeah. Yeah, we went back and
Oh,
forth.
Yeah, but I
Well,
agree.
legislative analysis, you got that.
You have to lean on the existing rule and address the. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Go ahead.
Last one, Susan Rosen, LCSW, asking about a study group. We looked at the rules of the study group, which are very like kind of, I mean, clear, but also kind of vague. There's like a lot of room in there. The group that they proposed has 11 people listed, and Kim provided the context that that's like the people who could be included. But oftentimes not all of the people of the study group show up to every study group meeting. The rule says 5 to 10 people in a group. And they're 1 to 2 hour meetings that focus on a presentation or discussion of published work or case consultation or like case presentation. They're requesting 20 hours max to be allowed of the 40. We are going to approve it with the reminder that the number of people is 5 to 10 per meeting, and that the sign-in sheet provides the specifics for the meeting of like what the literature was discussed. Was it a case presentation? It also brought up a question for us around like, there is nothing in the rule around the frequency of meetings. Or like if there's a time frame for the meetings, I guess it would be within the 2-year CE reporting period.
In terms of how long it's approved for,
Yeah,
There's no end date.
There's
Yeah.
no end date.
yeah,
so they could just keep doing that.
perpetuity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And is it part of the expectation for the study groups? Because I haven't looked at the rule in a while, then I know that the person who submitted it noted the sign-in sheet would be present for an audit, but they actually have to submit that in lieu of a certificate. And so that's part of what was communicated or will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the approval letter that I
Okay.
get.
And that is CUC.
Is that a rule that anybody has an interest in revisiting?
Yes, the end date for the group.
No rule, the rule.
Like the study
Rules
group
section.
rule.
Yeah.
Yes, but you're saying that's what you want to be
Yeah.
revisited to.
Okay.
Yeah, clear start and end date.
You
Yeah.
caught that?
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like maybe like within a year of some
Yeah.
of approval or something. I wouldn't want to tie it to a renewal because that could, people have different renewal times.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
Amy
Baker's here,
Baker,
April.
you have. Oh, okay, sorry, I'm looking at names, so I see April and Amy and Casey. Hi, Amy. Thank you all for coming, and it is 11:35. And so we're gonna jump to your spot on our agenda for you to offer updates. And I'll turn the time over.
Thank you, Amy, and thanks to the board for having us come join you. Appreciate your time today. We wanted to do a couple things today. We wanted to talk about the status of the HB 4083 bill, where we are with the final Talent Council report, and then are available for any questions or comments that you might all have related to that. So April, for the sake of manners, should we do introductions? Yeah, okay. Real good. So my name is Amy Baker, and I am Governor Kotek's Behavioral Health Initiative Director. April?
Hey everyone, April Roman. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a policy advisor on the Behavioral Health Initiative team, and I'll pass it to Casey, our other team member.
And I am Casey Liddell, he, him pronouns, and I am the other policy advisor on the Behavioral Health Initiative team. Thank you for having us again.
Yeah, my apologies for not doing introductions. I feel like we all know you, like we've met you before, and now I feel like everybody should know you, so.
To be clear, Amy, I forget to do introductions in about 90% of my meetings, so. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Casey to talk about the bill and the status of the bill.
Certainly. So again, thanks for having us. After our sort of last conversation, we just wanted to make sure that we were keeping everybody here in the loop on the progression of the bill and what the next steps are. And some of those next steps are going to be around sort of the talent council work and some of the things that are not in the bill that we're going to continue to work with the board on. So April will speak, April and Amy will speak to some of that. But just in terms of the bill for this session, House Bill 4083, which is what we presented on at the last meeting. So after the last meeting, due to the concerns that we heard from both the board and public members in attendance at that meeting, particularly around the aspect of the bill that would have moved the board under the administrative authority of the Mental Health Regulatory Agency, we decided in our team and in conversation with the governor to remove that aspect of the bill because we wanted to make sure that we were not moving forward with something that was making the social work community uncomfortable and had not had sufficient opportunity to sort of be discussed and vetted. So the bill started in the House of Representatives and we proposed an amendment in the House committee that pulled that part of the bill out. So that is no longer in the bill. The bill moved out of the House committee and has moved out of the House at this point, was approved by the House on the floor. It was in the Senate committee earlier this week, so it had a public hearing on Tuesday. It had a work session on Thursday, which is when the committee actually votes to move it out of the committee, and it was approved and moved out of the Senate committee as well. So currently, the next step is for the bill to be voted on in the full Senate. And if the Senate does end up approving the bill, then it will have been approved by both houses of the legislature and it will move on to the governor for signature. I think the only other sort of updates on the bill from that, there were some technical fixes that were incorporated into that amendment, as well as pulling out the board movement. And so there has been some clarification about when the centralized credentialing system that's being put into the statute by the bill, when that's actually going to go into effect and when CCOs will be required to use it. And then I know that we have sort of provided some clarity, not in the language of the bill, but in sort of our communications both with the board and sort of with others who've reached out about the concerns around the cross-licensing supervision. We've been working to sort of clarify the fact that that is still something that will go through the rulemaking process with the board, and that that is sort of in alignment with work that the board is already doing. This will just make it so that there will be sort of a statutory mandate for that work to continue, sort of putting that into a somewhere where it will continue after we are after our administration and as the work sort of continues in the future. So I think that sort of brings everything up to speed on where the bill is right now, but I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has about it.
Casey, before we get any questions from the board, will you just quickly remind folks what's left in the bill? This is the high level, what 3 provisions are left? Because I think we talked about what changes have been made, but just so in case everyone's not fully tracking every part of it.
Yeah, thank you, April. That's really a good idea. So the 3 remaining provisions of the bill, the first is for OHA to identify a centralized credentialing system for the behavioral health providers to use and to make the rules necessary for that system to sort of be put into place. And then once that has been identified and those rules have been made, the CCOs will be required to use that system rather than using sort of their own credentialing processes. So our goal for that is for providers, instead of having to send out different applications to every payer that is potentially going to be paying for their services before they can start providing those services, to have sort of a one-stop shop with a clear set of information that they need to provide once, that then the CCOs will have access to for their own credentialing process. The second part of the bill is instructing OHA to make it a part of their mission to reduce administrative burden on behavioral health providers, to work with providers to identify unnecessary and duplicative requirements, and to report to the legislature and the governor on the work that they have done to reduce those requirements, and sort of to continue to kind of put a marker down early on that we want to see that work be happening over the next biennium and hopefully further into the future, so that we can stop kind of growing administrative burden and start really targeting reporting and documentation on things that are actually helping the quality of care. And then the third portion of the bill is the cross-licensing supervision portion, which just states that the boards, both the Social Work Board, Board of Licensed Professional Counselors and Therapists, and the Board of Psychologists will make rules regarding cross-licensing supervision, allowing for, to some extent, the supervision of anyone who is a master's level associate by any qualified and appropriate supervisor who has the license, has a master's level license under those boards.
Are there any questions about that?
If I can, Troy Castalis, public member of the board. Thank you, Casey, for the overview. Noticed in statute on part 2 about reducing the administrative burden, and there's an expectation reporting to the governor and legislative assembly. It would be great if there was a soft ask of the agency to also make sure that any and all impacted boards and providers somehow have access and know what those updates are as well. That way you don't have a situation where an item pops up and you end up with provider or board out of alignment with where OHA is headed. It's just that other implementation piece. Yes, reporting up, but it'd be great if the report out as well at that level. So thank you.
That's a really fantastic feedback, and I think that will a little bit sort of tie into our discussion about going forward on some of the other recommendations. Is I think that we are going to be trying to make sure that we have sort of as clear lines of communication between everyone affected by some of the work that we're going to be doing to reduce administrative burden, to make sure that we are, like you said, making sure that we are identifying the right things to reduce, and making sure that we're making life easier for providers without making it so that we don't have the information that we need to be able to make policy decisions.
Thank you.
Questions? It's a quiet crew today. Really appreciate all the information, Casey. That's really, one is sometimes we don't always have the opportunity to hear all the updates or be on OLIS all the time and see what's going on. So I appreciate that. Amy, was there anything else for updates?
Yeah, was there a question at the back of the room? I thought I saw a hand.
Yeah. I'm a licensed clinical social worker in private practice, and I also work for a clinic who does orphan health plan. So I have kind of both worlds. And one of the questions that I have around moving forward in terms of having master's levels be the supervisors is that just because you have a master's doesn't mean that you're going to be able to supervise clinical level work. It does mean that you can supervise a lot of things, but the clinical aspects are much more, well, there's at a higher standard and a much different kind of information. So I'm really concerned about how that's going to translate into the private world, where, for example, up until a few years ago, maybe within the last 10 years, LPCs were not able to bill for clinical work. They had to be supervised under a social worker, licensed clinical social worker, and or a psychologist at the doctorate level. And they now have vendorship. I don't know about the marriage and family therapists, whether they have that yet, but that could implicate whether or not people are going to be recognized for their supervision at a lower level at the Medicare level. So I'm just saying that they could provide a little bit of, in the public area, maybe not so much, but over here in the private level, it could really impact those who are getting licensed under just a master's level. It may not be may not meet standards outside of the state of Oregon.
And you're specifically talking about cross-licensure supervision, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the distinction you're making is, and I think is that Casey used the language master's level, but what it currently says is you have to be licensed and be a
Correct.
master. And I just,
Correct.
is that part of what you're talking about?
Yes.
So I don't know
Yes.
if it was is misspeaking or if the bill actually only says master's level versus
No,
licensed.
It says licensed.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like if you're gonna supervise somebody, you have to be licensed and approved by the board to provide that.
Does that address your
that
concern?
licensed supervision. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
That was big.
All right.
Yeah, appreciate that question. Glad we had the opportunity to clarify that for you. We did want to talk about the talent council report really quick. That is, so you may or may not know, the talent council has been meeting for the last, I want to say 7 or 8 months. They wrapped up their work in January, and the full report came out this week. I think we'll have the link to that full report probably today sometime, so we can make that available to you all. But essentially, the report included, and it was a culmination of like multiple studies on behavioral health workforce and how to increase behavioral health workforce. And it compiled not just the work of the Talent Council, but also some of the other legislatively mandated work groups that also did a body of work related to behavioral health workforce. And the report ended up with 17 action plans and 74 unique strategies. Our agency directors, including Ray, will have the opportunity to like take a look at that and give us some preliminary feedback. And then based on the governor's review, she will decide like which strategies she wants to investigate further. And so that will involve asking agencies to put together like an implementation plan so that she fully understands like what are the implications of a specific strategy, what's the cost associated with it, if an agency has limited bandwidth, what do they not do to implement a specific strategy, so that she can be well informed in terms of making those decisions. So that's the update on the Talent Council work. Obviously, like implementation of those strategies will occur for years to come. Some of them are probably shorter term strategies, and some are longer term, and some of them will be dependent on our fiscal climate changing from what it is right now. So April, did you want to add anything?
No, I think you covered a lot of ground there. I will just say, we are looking forward to feedback from our agencies, and then opportunity for the implementation and planning work. I imagine especially some of the work that Casey led in the subcommittee around licensing and credentialing will want to come back to this space and our other licensing boards for more specific engagement. But that will again come after the governor's direction on what she wants to move forward with in the next biennium.
My guess is we've had lots of conversations also about some of those proposed initiatives and probably are chomping at the bit to share that stuff with you.
Great, excellent. We love feedback.
Questions?
Yeah, I guess I do have one question. So is there room in the discussion? I mean, so I know that the effort now is to open it up to a larger audience and then to have the larger audience kind of take a look at those initiatives. Suppose there's a scenario where in there to where the larger audience get a chance to take a look at them and the desired outcome of the initiative is not what the people who are reviewing that and might be looking at it from a different perspective don't see that what the action is going to get the desired output. Is there room in there for that kind of feedback? Or is it just implementation feedback?
No, there's room for that feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, the group of people, while representatives of the workforce as broadly as we can, are still not every member of the workforce. And so we are all doing our best to represent as much of the population as possible. If we think one of the recommendations didn't get it right, or there's a better solution that, or maybe it's more, maybe it comes down to implementation, like, okay, we see what this recommendation is trying to do. However, we think this may be achieved better this route. That's exactly the kind of conversations that we're looking forward to.
Question in the back of the room.
Sorry, another question.
I'm so glad you can see this.
I can't believe I can see that.
Thank you.
So I have a question about this, so that as a licensee, and I'm working in the field, and I am a mental health provider, will this allow for my input, not mine personally, but the group that I represent, will it allow for input as well around the implementation and how that affects us? Because this is supposed to be kind of to help us be able to have that input as well. I guess that's what I'm hoping for, so that we can put all of our heads together and cooperate and make it the best it can be for everybody.
Yeah, I hear that. I think so. Obviously, we'll be taking feedback on those strategies. I think the piece that I want you to hear is that if you read the report, you will see that there have been large bodies of professionals who have helped create the foundation of this work. So there's been a lot of input from the behavioral health workforce that has helped shape this. Does it mean that we have everything right in this? No, and I don't think there's an expectation that is true. And so I think the strategies themselves are sort of well informed by a larger body than even just the Talent Council. But I think whether it's the right strategy at the time, whether it's, as Ray said, whether the juice is going to be worth the squeeze, I think is a really important consideration, because something may sound good on paper, but in reality, it's not going to do what we want to do. And so, yes, we want feedback and recognition that there's just been a tremendous body of work that's gone into creating this. It's I think the report of all reports, including frontline staff and legislative mandated work groups. So anyway, please take a look at it, and then obviously we'll hopefully have another chance to revisit.
Is that for public consumption yet, Amy? Has it?
It's on the website.
Oh, it is.
It is. It's posted now.
Behavioral health Talent.
Is it posted?
Yeah.
I think
Nice.
it just posted.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking
Oh my
at
gosh.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. That was my next question. So thank you.
I knew it was happening today. I didn't think it was gonna happen while we were in the meeting.
It just happened like right now, like.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Time.
yeah,
That is
just right now. I've been refreshing in the background, and so yeah, just right now it got up.
You haven't
So
already
I'm gonna
avoided.
click on it for the first time, and yeah, there it is.
So,
Great.
so as you review it and you look at the talent council strategies, like please review the appendices as well, because that includes feedback from like AFSCME frontline staff. It includes HB 2235. Like it is a very extensive list of recommendations and strategies.
And is it clear to the public how they give feedback?
We are still working on a process around that. I think like the caution is that again, like a lot of this information has been discussed extensively in like various work groups. And so like we want feedback, but we don't necessarily want to open up the whole process again and invalid, and not acknowledge the work of the talent council, if that makes sense. And so what I would say for you all is if you have feedback, like please send that through Amy and Ray.
Are you all okay with me mentioning where people can find that report, or?
Please. It is online, so it is public.
Yes, and Ray, but before you draft a communication, we are going to put out a press release today. So when that comes out, I'll forward that along to you and Amy, and you can craft a message to share with the board and the licensees more broadly. But I think, it just sort of to reiterate what Amy was sharing in terms of what our agency expectations are for kind of collecting that feedback and saying, this is the Board of Licensed Social Workers feedback that we are asking for our agencies to play a role in that.
Are you okay with shooting me at least when the press release gets released? so then I know that the press release is out and the report is out, and then
absolutely, I'll include both. I'll include both in an email to y'all, so you can get that information out to licensees as quickly as possible.
And is there a timeline for feedback from the board? Like at what point I'm assuming at some point there's a deadline, right? So I think it would be helpful for us to understand if we need to actually create a whole nother meeting in order to review it. So when do you need it by from us?
I would say I'm looking at my colleagues' faces here, but as we're working on what an implementation timeline looks like. I think we have our own internal deliverables, so we have asked for initial feedback from the agency leadership, and we'll be making recommendations from that to the governor on what she wants to move forward from. When she says what she wants to move forward from, then we're coming back to the agencies to develop implementation plans. And so I think that will be when agencies will have opportunities to provide additional feedback on the what is being recommended and how to best move it forward.
I'm confused. Amy, I thought you said that there was opportunity for feedback on the content before implementation. Did I misunderstand that?
No, you did not misunderstand that.
So when is the deadline for that, I guess? When do you need that from us?
So I believe that we will, I believe, so it's not 100% nailed down. I think that's why you're getting some confusion. We haven't entirely figured that out yet because we're still adding in processes. But what I think is probably true is that the governor will be deciding on what she wants implementation plans on probably by the end of March.
Okay, that at least gives us a ballpark that any feedback that we want to provide should definitely happen before that, like mid-March maybe. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Okay.
And we're working on trying to make sure that we have that process and have communicated that process to you and make sure that you have meaningful opportunity to review. We want to make sure that we're not rushing everybody through it because we know there's a lot in there. But I think when next we talk, we'll have a better idea of what that's going to look like.
Right. Our next board meeting currently isn't scheduled till April, though. That's why I wanted to know how soon, because we may need to gather in between.
Special meeting.
Yeah, I think we will make sure to let your chair and executive director know what that timeline is looking like. Once we're done with the legislative session, frankly, we're going to have a lot better of an idea of what our next sort of steps are going to be. And if we need to figure out if there's a necessity to pull together some kind of conversation between meetings, then we'll make sure that everybody on your end knows that with enough time to figure out how to make it happen.
I have a question. I started looking at it, obviously, but the continued citing of the like heavy administrative burden and that being like the first thing. Can y'all just share a little bit more about how that came to light as like this? It seems like it's almost like this number one burden that keeps getting cited. So I'm just curious, how y'all came to that.
So the conversation around administrative burden has been happening around the state. I would say I'm going to say it started to reach peak level like during the pandemic, and it was I think providers were struggling with both, serving folks who were extremely distressed and keeping up with paperwork requirements. And of course, God love Oregon, but we are good at continuing to add new requirements, but we're not always so good at taking things away. And so what's happened over time with administrative burden is that it's really come from all directions. And if you're working with folks who have Medicaid, for